is going to be up here first. He has agreed to drop in and say hello. We've got a lot going on here at the house. I will say this. I was here Saturday to do a little pre-production and check out the house. And I'll say this right now. The house is completely frigging haunted. We were here in the daytime to walk through the house and check things out and see where we were going to set up for the show. And stuff is going on all around us, and I don't know how to put that stuff into words. I'm going to discuss all of that throughout the show tonight. Tomorrow night, Douglas Rushkoff is going to be here and Michael Avon Oming, the artist, are going to be here to talk about their new book, Alistair and Adolf. Wednesday night, Holly Cook is here. Thursday night is another Fader night with John Rappaport and his No More Fake newsroom. Now, let me get a few things out of the way before we get the show started tonight. Tonight, we will have digital Tascam recorders. They're DR100 Mark IIIs. We've got 4 of them throughout the house to capture any EVP activity during the show tonight. I want to thank Tascam right now for fully supporting our paranormal community and Fade to Black, and especially Eric Larson, Jeff Lady, and Jim Mack. Thank you for all of your support. And for more information about their professional audio products, just go to Tascam.com. Now, I've given Chris Medina and Eric, Awakening Man, Eric is here tonight, everybody, the job of placing these recorders throughout the house. We have placed one recorder. Oh, Moses just arrived. Moses, come on over, shake my hand. Hey, Mary. Unbelievable. How are you, my brother? Hey, Mary, how are you? We're live. Right now, just say hi to the world. So just go, what's up? Hi, what's up? Eric and Chris placed recorders in the famous, I guess we can call it the dirt room. What do you call it? We call it the earthen wall room. The earthen wall room. Okay, so we've got one in there. We've got another recorder in the guest bedroom downstairs here where we're broadcasting from. And if you go to David's YouTube page, there are some crazy video footage of what went on. Everything good? Okay. of some voices in that room, and so that's where that is. And if you go to his YouTube page and check out the videos of the guest bedroom downstairs, you'll understand more exactly what I'm talking about. So we've got a recorder in there. We've got another recorder upstairs next to the fish tank where I guess the best way to put it is where objects fall over by themselves. I've got one extra recorder here that I'm going to have David place somewhere in the house. So, David, you know what we've got covered right now, right? 3 key places. Here, I'll turn on the mic. Say hi to the world, David.
Hello, world.
Where do you think we should place the 4th recorder?
I think we should place the 4th recorder in my office.
In your office. Okay. So we will do that, and I'm going to have you do it because I don't think anybody here knows where the office is. So on Saturday, I'm going to whisper because I don't want David to hear this. So I'm walking around the house by myself and checking things out. And I go into his office. So this is before I went to the other floors in the house. And I walk into his office. I'm by myself, and I'm just taking a look around. And what I saw, it's been on TV enough, but I'm just going to say this. David is one of the most avid sports, UCLA boxing collectors of memorabilia that I've ever seen in my life. And I walk into his office. I'm alone, and I'm taking a peek, and I'm like, this is amazing. I wonder if he would miss this Jack Johnson collector card that he's got in the case. So I took the card. Did you know it was missing? No, I've got it up on eBay right now, David, but it's an amazing. You have one of the most amazing collections. When did this start for you?
I've been collecting Jack Johnson for about better part of 25 years.
A little closer to the mic.
For about 25 years now.
Unbelievable collection. How many cards, not photographs, frame stuff, but in your case, in your office, How many collector cards are in there?
It was probably about 95.
That's insane.
Of all the cards that were made from 1900 to 1935 and 1952, as a matter of fact, I think I'm only missing 6 cards, and they're the highest of high-end rare cards.
Now, with all the paranormal activity that goes on here, does any of those objects, because there's so much of it, does any of it get moved? I want everybody to know, David lives in the house by himself. So if something moves, it's either you or
the spirits.
The spirits, right?
Oh yeah, stuff gets moved all the time. I don't think necessarily specifically those graded cards or in particularly been knocked or moved, but
right.
Figurines on top of the aquarium, rolls of 35 millimeter film, other objects, telephones have disappeared and then reappeared in other parts of the house. So.
Right. And the so tonight, everybody, I am Fat Elvis. There was no way I could prep and get Skinny Elvis done in time for tonight's broadcast. But tonight I'm Fat Elvis. And has Elvis ever visited the house?
Oh, no. He hasn't,
okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, we have Chris Medina here. We're going to have some other psychics and mediums here tonight. Is it possible, do you think we can talk to Elvis? Chris, do you think we can contact Elvis tonight?
We'll do our best.
Tonight's the night, right? If we're going to do it, and maybe he'll let me know if I'm pulling it off or not, or if I'm offending him. I'm not a bad Elvis, though. No. I didn't know Elvis had a goatee, but when I see myself like this, Elvis should have had a goatee.
If you had Scylla here, you definitely would have Elvis appear.
I think so.
I mean, on one level, I'm humorously joking, but seriously, if you had somebody that knew Elvis personally, I would say you'd have a greater chance of having his manifestation appear.
Really? You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I think we're gonna talk to Elvis tonight, and then after the show, we're gonna do a séance here, and I cannot wait. So maybe if he doesn't appear during the show, Elvis, if you're out there, we've got these recorders. Come on, and give us a love me tender, and I'd love to hear that after the show. So I'm here on Saturday, and we're going through the house, and I walk up to the famous fish tank and with the Beetlejuice figurines, and David demonstrates in a very aggressive way. He bangs on the top of the fish tank to show me that these figurines don't fall over. Now, I will note to everybody, those figurines are designed to stand. They're not designed to fall over.
Yeah,
that would be a bad design if you're designing figurines that don't stand up on their own, right? And they're heavy. They're craftsmen made. They're art, right?
Right.
And they're beautiful figurines. And he's got them lined up. And I kind of checked him out. All right, and we split. David and I were walking around the house with Rita, and we come downstairs here. Now, to my left, we're down on the third floor, which for most people this would be called the first floor, but
no, this is the third level. We always call it. And I'm sorry, this is the theater room.
Okay,
the top floor
but
is
we
the
have
first
we
floor.
have a huge audience out there that is confused. Okay, we're on the bottom of the house, but it's called the third floor.
Right, it's the third floor down from the top floor. Top floor being ground level.
It's your story, David. Stick to it. Don't change. But in the floor that we're on is a bar next to us. There's a bar. And in here, it's full of memorabilia. There's 250, 300 UCLA football helmets. They're all autographed. I don't know how many footballs are...
80 footballs, 260 UCLA signed mini helmets, and 18 full-size helmets, and 20 UCLA full-size basketballs.
Okay,
signed.
so I'm just going to let you know, too, as well. If any of the basketballs are missing, it's a spirit. Don't go to my house. Okay.
Let the cameras talk about it. The whole house is canvas. So if something goes amiss and I go finding who it is, they're going to be waking up at 3 a.m. going, "What the hell?" It's like, I want my basketball back.
I've got my eye on the autographed wooden Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm just letting you know right now, and which is right up there. Oh, Walton has signed that too.
Walnut, Walnut signed that too.
Okay.
I'm not a big.
That one's going to be hard for me to get down, but the assistance of a spirit. He could float the other two, and I can get that in the back of the car. What do you say? So anyway, that's what's going on in this bottom floor, and there's a bar next to me, to my left, and so we're down here. Check this out, everybody. Manu, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Do you see the pink keyboard with the microphone on it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're standing out here talking, Rita, David, and myself, and we're standing here, and that thing goes, and I'm like, stop. Exactly. And Manu's going to go check it out. So that thing fires up.
Right.
By itself.
Yeah.
And then after that, so that freaks me out, right? That just freaks me out. And I'm not feeling cool about this. Yeah, Manu's checking it out right now.
Hit a key, please, Manu.
Okay, but that's not what it did. It like played noise. So
it played a song.
So then we go upstairs, and I'm looking into the room with the fish tank with the Beetlejuice stuff on it, and I look, and a friggin' figurine has fallen over since we were downstairs. And we go up in that two, but there was two. Hold on, can I tell the story, David? Let me tell it from my view. I'm Elvis right now. I feel pretty cocky tonight, by the way. Just letting you know. And we walk in, and I see the main figurine on its face, which David said has only fallen over 5 times in how many years?
I think it's been about 5 years that one's knocked over.
5 times. The other ones fall over all the time, but this one never. This one's on its face. And then to the right of that is this bronze smoking skeleton thing.
From Beetlejuice. He's the smoking man from Beetlejuice.
The smoking man from Beetlejuice. And he's on his side. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck is going on in this house? So that was my experience on Saturday. I'm fully convinced that there is something here. You can feel the vibe. So then I go home, and I jump on YouTube, and I start looking at your videos. And there has been nothing but the craziest of activity that has gone on here for 19 years now since the house was built.
14 years since the house was built.
14 years. Wow. So we are here. The lights are down, everybody. We've got the room darkened down here where we are on the 3rd floor, which is the bottom of the house. And I'm just fully excited. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. We've got recorders spread out through the house. Everybody's in costume. Everybody's in character. Mary, who are you tonight? Oh, Mary came as hers. I was.
It's quite original.
I thought she was going to go clever on me, but she didn't go clever. So everybody's in costume. We're here to have a good time. Our good friend Carrie is here from New York. Carrie, how are you? She came in from this. We've got Eric is in from San Luis Obispo. Manu is here. Truth. Now, is it? No, Truth.
True.
Now, is that God-given?
It's short. I have to say this on the radio?
Yes.
It's short for Trudy, but no, that's a secret.
Oh, True is cool.
Trudy is my grandmother's name, so.
Oh, no, stay with True. No, Trudy's cool.
Stay with
that was the plan.
Yeah.
Gee, what an inspirational conversation.
You know, see, what's crazy is, when you get introduced to somebody, especially here in Hollywood, my name is True. There is depth to that, but you're not thinking Trudy. You're thinking True.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there you go. So True is here. Jay is here. Who did I miss? Where's Moses?
They're upstairs eating.
Oh, okay. And many more guests throughout tonight too as well. Okay, now let me get our sponsors out of the way. Of course, Life Change Tea, which I did all day today to prep for the show tonight. Go right now to getthetea.com. Just mention Jimmy when you order, either over the phone or online, and you will get free shipping. And, of course, just announced this week, did you hear about this, Mary? We have Fade to Black coffee.
Yes.
Fade to Black coffee. And River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. It's dark, it's complex, it's smoky. Just go to River Moon Coffee right now. Go to the banner on the website. Use the promo code F2, that's the number 2, F2B blend. You'll get 15% off of your order right now. Fade to Black. I haven't even called my mom yet. But what do you do when you want to tell your mom you've got your own coffee? That's pretty cool, right?
very cool.
You know, your own T-shirt. All right, I'm hip to that. All right, Mom, I got my own hat. So what, right? Mom, I got my own coffee. How cool. I mean, seriously, right? So, the Fade to Black blend, River Moon Coffee. Thank you so much, River Moon. And, of course, Studio Dome, which has helped us with our gear tonight, too, as well. Studio Dome and their Fade or Not special right now. True wireless stereo Bluetooth sound system, $129. Use the promo code JCRTWS when you order. You get it with free shipping. All right, let's get the show cracking. Because today, I went and checked out a couple of things. It's Halloween. Who has a Halloween birthday? And I found out a few pretty cool things. Vanilla Ice. His birthday is on Halloween. Vanilla Ice today is 49 years old. I like Vanilla Ice, man.
I like Vanilla Ice.
You know what? I just saw, I'm tripping. Did you guys see me look up? I just saw something go like this and over my head.
Well, we'll look at the video cameras because this one was covered.
That's nuts.
Somebody write down the time so we have that. Recorded.
David, what the hell, man?
What are you looking at me for? What do I look like?
Man, you invited us. It was an orange thing, and it went
7:20. All right, 7:20.
7:20.
Somebody write that down.
And I almost got.
I'll go look on the computer
yeah,
and check out the cameras and see if it's
7:20. Rob Schneider today is 53. That explains a lot. Halloween, right? Director Peter Jackson today is 55, and Beastie Boy Adam Horowitz today is 50. All Halloween birthdays, but this one topped it for me. Our dead guy's birthday today, John Candy. Did you know that? No. Halloween birthday.
Jesus.
John Candy, 1950 to 1994, died at the age of 43. Now, we're all fans of John Candy, but I think we've lost sight of some things. And just listen to this. I did my favorites from memory, and then I added a few. Listen to this. Uncle Buck, The Great Outdoors, Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Home Alone, National Lampoon's Vacation, Who's Harry Crumb, Cool Runnings, Wagons East, Canadian Bacon, Little Shop of Horrors, Summer Rental, Brewster's Millions, 1941, The Blues Brothers. I mean, is that insane?
It's a pretty nice resume to say the least.
And leftist by the age of 43. That is 1/10 of what I could have mentioned, but way too many to list. The Blues Brothers, right? But his best, to me, was Johnny LaRue on SCTV. Oh. Right? Right? Am I right? Okay, there you go. Happy birthday, John Candy. Hey, maybe I'm fat enough to summon John Candy tonight. All right? You guys are you guys down for that? On this day in history in 1962, also on Halloween, we need a moment of silence for this. River Phoenix died from a drug overdose outside of the Viper Room in Hollywood, right down the street from where we are broadcasting now. That's pretty crazy. There you go. Fade or fact. At the time of his death, it's all about death on Halloween, right? At the Oman House. At the time of his death, Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi was one of the world's richest men. He was worth over $200 million and died under a bridge in Libya.
Richer than Donald Trump?
David Oman. He'll be here all week. Try the veal, everybody. All right. Yeah, tonight we are here. We are at the Oman House, and we are just down the streets from one of the most terrifying crime scenes in American history, world history, the Manson Murder, Sharon Tate. Up the street here, when we pulled in on Saturday and you look up the road, there are the gates. I first visited here in 1984, and it is still as freaky now as it was then, knowing that this is the street, Cielo Drive, right here in Beverly Hills, California. Roman Polanski's house was there with Sharon Tate. And when did they tear the house down finally?
They tore the house down in 1994.
1994. And up to that point, was it empty the entire time from the murders up until when they tore it down?
Well, I can't really say for knowing exactly if it was empty, but I do know that Trent Reznor moved in 1992 and set up his recording studio in there, and actually they called it the Pig Studio, and that's what they called it. And he actually put his mixing board right on the spot where Sharon Tate's body was.
I heard rumors about that, but I didn't know that was actually true. I was recording here in Hollywood. I was a producer at the time too, and I heard stories about this. Didn't he record like the downward spiral there? Right.
And there's a couple of music videos that actually incorporate the walkthrough of the house and where they're actually recording, and it's all set up in that room, et cetera, et cetera.
That's nuts.
He also took the front door when he moved out of there because the house was being torn down.
Right.
And it wasn't even owned by Roman Polanski. It was owned by Rudy Altobelli, who rented it out.
Lean closer.
And Rudy Altobelli rented the house out to Sharon and Roman to live there. And the irony is that before that, Candice Bergen and Terry Melcher, Doris Day's son, who was the manager for the Beach Boys, was living there. And they had moved out in February, and Sharon said, I love this place. This is my dream house. And she moved in. And in March of '69, good old Charlie comes looking for Terry Melcher because Dennis Wilson's got him off.
The Beach Boy connection.
Beach Boy connection, right. And, of course, famously so, there was an Iranian photographer in the backyard shooting Sharon. And Sharon heard the two of them, the photographer and Manson, arguing. At which point she came around and she goes, no, Jay, they've moved out. They don't live here anymore. I live here now with my husband. And so Manson did know, in fact, that Sharon was living there at the time.
There's a vibe in this house right now. I'm going to look around. Just everybody, don't raise your hand because the audience can't see your hands. Do you guys feel a vibe here? True? Yeah? Carrie? There's a vibe going on. Jay? It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe? Chris?
That's a good vibe.
Well, Chris is 6 foot what? 6'2". You can make anything a good vibe, man. You're not scared. Me? Rita, do you feel a vibe in this house? Mary?
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it? And Moses has been kidnapped.
He's parting the Red Sea.
I haven't seen Moses in a few minutes. We are here live at the Oman House. This is Fade to Black. It is Halloween. Everybody, let's do this. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. And I'm hoping that, that my audio is all working fine. And it is. We can relax. I'm expecting and I'm hoping for problems tonight. I want issues. I want things to turn on, on and off by itself. It's Halloween. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Email Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Let's do this, man.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. What's up, revolutionaries? It's me, Jimmy Church. Do you have an IRS or state tax issue? Well, I did, and I called national tax experts. My problems were fixed, done, fini, and man, I gotta tell you, it was a relief. National Tax Experts are a recognized tax office that services clients in all 50 states. It doesn't matter where you live. Give them a call. I'm telling you, they take the time to understand each and every client's individual financial status as well as their financial goals. And that's exactly what you need, my brother, when you're taking on the evil three-letter. So, seriously, give them a call today at 1-877-909-5444. Again, 1-877-909-5444. Or go check out their website, www.nattaxexperts.com. That's NATTAXEXPERTS.com. EXPERTS.com. Tell them Jimmy sent you.
Hi, folks. In a world of GMO, genetically modified organisms, that is, chemicals, processed foods, and a healthcare system that's unraveling like a cheap suit, it's time to prepare. God created herbs, and herbs help man. Our body can heal itself, just sometimes we need assistance. You need some help? GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. Our mild detox is quite powerful with its unique blend of 8 different herbs. And if you're looking for more, our non-GMO supplements will help you with different needs you might have. Health should be a top priority. Take care of your health naturally. Log on to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. Give your body a treat. Let the herbs do their thing naturally. Read all the testimonies on the website, GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. Sickness and viruses are like intruders, and herbs are like warriors. Let the tea work for you. That's GetTheTea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Hi, this is Chase Kletsky with Fate Magazine Radio, and you're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station, where the Fade or Nots rock.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
Ah, yeah. Welcome back, Fade to Black. Happy Halloween, everybody. It is Halloween night, and we are here at the Oman House, broadcasting live. Truly haunted, by the way. You know, when somebody says this place is haunted, whatever. This place ain't right. This place ain't right. Hey, Manu, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Doing fantastic.
I'm just snooping around this place. It's creepy, and I was going to take a walk right up the street to the Sharon Tate house.
All right, let's do that after the show tonight. Let's go up there. It's right. Isn't that weird how you pull up to this house and the gates, man, they're right there.
Yeah, they're right there.
It's a screwy feeling, isn't it?
Well,
it's not like they're close. They're right there.
Yeah, and honestly, when I was coming up here, I was like, you don't want to be messing around with this stuff, man. You don't need this in your life. But then as soon as I turned that corner, I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I'm like,
thank you, Carrie.
We got to go just I actually was saying to my roommate as we were driving around the corner, this is where the kids turned the corner.
This is where it all happened. Yes.
This is where they parked the car, maybe. Who knows? You know?
Right.
Do we know where all that? I mean, does David know where the car was parked?
Well, check this out. There's not too many places to park. Mm-hmm. Chances are you're walking where they walked. You've parked where they parked.
They went way down the street and walked up.
I mean, well, you know what? It's what, 50 yards to the gates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably it's right there. So okay, everybody, Manu Intiraymi is here. Check this out. Born in Santa Cruz, spent most of his life. He's been on Fade to Black, and one of the greatest conversations I've had on the show. And I say that a lot because, you know, we have great guests, right?
Yeah.
But that night with you on the show was one of the funnest nights ever that I've had on the show.
Well, I'm a pretty fun guy.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you're open, man, and we talked about some good stuff. We talked about some real stuff.
And it was your childhood to me, traveling around the country with your parents and how they raised you. Turned you into this person with open eyes.
Yeah, well, I took a lot of hallucinogenics when I was like 11.
Right.
So my mind was either opened in a unique way that most people's haven't been, or completely demolished. One or the other.
Well, I'm going to throw you under the bus right now.
Yeah.
You're known for Star Trek Voyager, of course, Renegades, Star Trek Renegades. You're also in another show called Renegades, not related, right?
They are. Technically, they're not related, but it's this whole thing about what happened with the films that were funded Star Trek Renegades.
Right. Was
Paramount and CBS came down hard on people that were doing them because they started to raise a bunch of money.
Right.
And Renegades raised close to $1 million to make Star Trek Renegades and Renegades 2.
Right.
And Paramount was going to come after them, and so they de-trekked it.
They detract it, so it's just Renegades.
It's just Renegades, and they took off the Vulcan ears, and they just detracked. It's still very much in people's hearts.
Right. Because when you look at the cast and you look at the characters, right, and you go right, it is what it is.
It's Star Trek.
It's Star Trek. So, but One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are you asked this often? For you, as an actor, Star Trek is great for its visibility. One Tree Hill is acting. If you know what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's a different type of acting, that's for sure. I mean,
but which one would you be more proud of? When you're at the actors' retirement home in Burbank.
You have to say Star Trek just because Star Trek has One Tree Hill was a great show, but it wasn't as deep as the Star Trek. Star Trek was written by this man, Gene Roddenberry, who had a vision for mankind and was talking through science fiction about positive, amazing, and also taking on, problems of the time through his storytelling. And to be a part of something that affects people in that way, you have to be more proud of Star Trek. But I'm very proud of One Tree Hill. The thing about One Tree Hill is I just played a despicable character named Billy, who was just a psychotic, woman-beating, drug-dealing, terrible, terrible person who got what was coming to him. But here's a trippy thing about that particular show. My final episode in that show, I was sitting in Screen Gems Studios, and it was the room in which the Crow got killed in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why can't I think of his
name?
Brandon Lee. Yeah. So, and I'm about to take 3 gunshot wounds to my chest, and I don't know this at the time that this is the actual
that ain't right.
room.
That's not right. That's not right.
So, but I had a vibe for something happened to me because right when I was about to do the stunt and take the hits, I said out loud, "Hey, let's not have a Brandon Lee moment here," and everybody on the stage was like, "Whoa, not cool," But I didn't know that was where it had happened. So all the old guys from Screen Gems, the gaffers and the grips that have worked there 15, 20 years were there on that day. So they thought I was making like a really uncool joke.
Right.
But I had to, explain that. But I felt him. I could feel that dude in there still.
Hollywood is full of stories like that, just like where we are right now, right? Yeah. We are in the middle of Beverly Hills. Some of the most beautiful homes and expensive property in the entire country is exactly where we are tonight, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Tell me this dude's story. What's David's story, man? I mean, this is a wild place.
Yes.
What's his story? He's got stuff around here that looks like my parents' stuff. He's got these Stoned Again posters and like the 60s generation thing going on. But then he's got football and he's got these boxing gloves from George Foreman and Mike Tyson.
Muhammad Ali. Yes.
Muhammad Ali.
Right. They bought this property in 1999 and built this house. And he had said earlier that the Plansky house was torn down in 94. So they bought this property 5 years later. Not to tell his story for him, but they got this property cheap.
Because of the location.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So they bought it, and they started to build the house. And while they were building it, the construction workers were, like, leaving the country because they were hearing voices when it was still 2x4s.
Wow.
Yeah. Now,
what's the gnarliest thing that's gone down here?
A lot. It's a daily thing. I mean, I've witnessed my stuff here. On Saturday was the first time I was here, and like I said, that keyboard starts playing by itself.
Have people ever seen anything?
Lots.
Yeah.
They're around the corner. This is what's really weird. because of the stone and granite that this house is built on, right? The stone, it's a hill, and they've put these beams into the ground here. Some say that the electricity and the electromagnetic interference that happens from that spirits are attracted to that. Yeah. So that may be part of it. Chris Medina, sitting right behind you there, Chris is a psychic and a medium and a good friend of mine, and he's somebody that I trust. Mm-hmm. And I trust him because I can tell that I'm speaking right in front of Jay too. Jay, I'm not BSing, right? I can look at Chris, and from the first time that I met him, which was, I don't know, a year ago, that this was a straight, honest guy, right? And when somebody's a BSer, right, that you just don't trust. You can tell out of right from the word go.
If you have any judge of character whatsoever.
Right. And so, and when Chris told me, he goes, dude, man, it's just not a couple of spirits, man. It's like a spirit party. And that's what goes on here. So now check this out. With the knowledge of how the house is built and attracting spirits, there's a room right around the corner here. You walk in there, and it's exposed, and you can see the dirt wall right there.
I just did that. I got a funky little vibe when I walked in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a video that's out from here. As you can see, there's cameras throughout the house, right? Everywhere you look, there's a camera right there. There's a camera behind you in there. There's a camera in the dirt room behind us. And there's a video of this guy doing a ghost hunt. And he's walking in the dirt room. The camera's at the back half. He walks in, and he's looking around. He's like looking at his phone. He's got a flashlight. And he turns back around, and he decides he's going to close this door right here. So he closes the door. And as he closes the door, this big wooden block. Have you seen that video, Chris? Big wooden block. I'm going to say this long, about that thick, about this wide, right? Big wooden. Falls. It spins a little bit, and then topples down and falls at his feet. I've never seen anybody exit a room so fast in my life, right? Yeah. So, and that's right here. That's in this room. And that's why that camera is set up in there. There's a hammock in there so you could just sit in there and summon the spirits and lay there and wait for the action to come to you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would love to just hang out here alone at night. I think this is going to be fun when we get it's fun on the air. Don't get but when we get the lights off and we get silence and we can like do the seance. And in fact, if we're gonna talk to Elvis, by the way,
right?
There's one rule, and everybody knows this. You have to all hold hands to talk to Elvis. He doesn't come for people that just want to talk to him. You got to all hold hands, and you got to because he's used to fucking crowds. I mean,
right.
He's used to beep. Sorry about that, but he's used to being adored. Right. So to summon Elvis, man, you got to have some power. We got
and sandwiches, power and sandwiches
and barbiturates,
which we have.
Yeah,
Chris Medina's here, so we got barbiturates covered.
Yeah, and as many peanut butter sandwiches as we can possibly get, and then maybe we get Elvis.
Well, Moses is here. He's an attorney. They usually show up at a Hollywood party pretty equipped too, as well. So
yeah,
I think we're going to be covered. How you doing, Moses? It's good to see you. What do you think about the vibe here? There's a vibe going on, isn't there?
Well, my vibe is actually pretty fun right
Yeah.
now.
Well, it's Halloween night. Yeah. Spirits know that it's all good, and they know that we're here for fun.
Just walk out on that porch behind you in the dark and turn to your right and stare over to where Sharon Tate and all those people lost their lives, and just think about what happened over there for 2 seconds or 5 seconds on your own. You'll get creeped out. I promise.
See?
Yeah, go over and hang out over there.
When I was a kid,
is there anyone living in there now?
Yeah. Somebody famous, but that's a big house.
Okay.
When you're pulling up, you're coming up the canyon.
How could you live there?
And look, check this out. And you look into your left, and you see that huge house. That's what's there. You just don't realize because you got to continue up the hill. But that big house is that.
Can I tell you a horrible dream? You invited me to come up here and do this show.
Right.
That night, I had this dream, and I woke up to this voice saying something to the effect of Sharon Tate murders redone. What was it? A copycat Sharon Tate murders Halloween night.
What?
Like a voice woke me up. I heard like a voice, like a radio voice saying, Halloween night, the Sharon Tate murders were recreated by a copycat killer. And I woke up like halfway through that, hearing that voice.
Dude.
And I was like, oh, man.
Dude.
Come on.
What is church doing? But we got Chris Medina.
Yeah.
He's 6'2". So, but when I was 1984, 85, I get here to L.A., long-haired rocker, right? Mm. And I'm down at the Rainbow with some friends. And somebody there at the Rainbow
You're a long-haired rocker and you were at the Rainbow? That's a weird thing.
I know. Look, I was setting trends. And look what I created, right? So and somebody goes, "Hey man, let's go up to the Manson Murder house." And I'm like, nah, I'm not into that,
I don't want to.
And they were like, "No, come on." And it was the 80s, and eventually you get talked into whatever. Usually you get talked into whatever. Mm-hmm. So I get into this car, and there's like 5 of us. We drive up here, and we park. And back then there was a chain link fence up there, and the house is still there. And you walked up, and I stayed in the car. I was out of my mind. I didn't think it was cool. I thought it was a little bit blasphemous. It was
it's creepy.
Not showing respect. You're coming up here for the tourism aspect of it, and I wasn't into it. But I gave in.
Yeah, something happens, and you just go out.
Well, I get out. Now I'm in the car alone, right? So I was like, I got to get out of the car, and I walk up, and the vibe. I was tripping. I went up to the chain link fence, and I put my hands on it. You could see the corner of the house sticking out, just a little piece of it. And I freaked, man. I'd freaked. It was not a good vibe.
What do you mean you were tripping? You mean you were tripping?
No, I wasn't tripping. I was tripping.
Because if you were tripping, that is not the place to go, man.
No.
That is not the place to go.
Could you imagine tripping?
You might never come back from that.
Now, or at least not correctly.
Okay, so you were just freaking out.
But now there's another house that's built on that foundation now.
Yeah.
But could you imagine tripping and coming up here, hopping the fence with your buddies and going in?
No.
Dude.
No.
Incorrect, man.
Not the right thing to do.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
So, but there is something special about this house. And I knew the first time that, hi, come on in. Come on in, take a seat.
Hey, guys.
Come on
Welcome.
in, take a seat. And so when we were here on Saturday, and this stuff is going on, like with the piano, and I just thought this is the first time that I'm seeing things happen, and I'm not touching it, I'm not controlling it. It's happening on its own, and that really freaked. Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yeah, I have.
Did I ask you this before?
Yeah, well, I told you that I know that I saw a ghost when I was a young man. And
that's still one of the best at the house.
Yeah, at the house, and I think it was in Georgia, but I'm not certain because I was only like 5 or 6 years old. I'll tell this story again. It's a good story.
Yeah, it's still,
and it gives me goosebumps sometimes when I tell it. But I had hippie parents, and my hippie parents were always on the move. We were always staying at communes and campgrounds and etc. And my parents were staying at this house. I remember I was sitting there and I was watching the Muppet Show, and this kid, maybe 13, 14, goth-looking kid, comes up to me, and he asked me if I wanted to go play upstairs. And I said, all right. I was excited because I was 5, and here's this older kid who was cool.
And this was a big plantation house,
right? It was like it was a multi-layer house. It had it was like they had the White House type of pillars out front. Georgia place. I think it was in Georgia. Definitely the South, but I was 5, so I don't remember if it was. I think it was Georgia because my mom told me. But this kid, so I remember having a feeling of like excitement that this older kid was going to hang out with me. So I followed him, and we went up this staircase that I remember had one turn in it, and then it went up into this room. And when you walked into the room, the staircase went directly down behind you. You know, like in a horror movie when you walk up to the room and there's the door, and it was exactly like that. Like
right.
At the top of the steps was the room. And we opened the door, and in the room was, if I looked to the far wall, there was a window that the shades had been drawn. And on the right to the right of me on the far wall was a black trench coat. And it was just hanging maybe on a hook. I don't know, but it was just hanging on the wall.
At the age of 5, any alarm bells at this point?
No alarm bells at this point.
Black trench coat.
Trench coat on a wall. But also, the other thing is, right in front of me, across the room, was a dirty old mattress, like a dirty old stained mattress.
Again, alarm bells, man.
Right.
Alarm bells. None.
Well, I'm 6. I'm 5. I was just watching the Muppets, and so I'm just thinking, hey, cool, man, and I mean, my memory is so vague except for a few glimpses of these next few moments. The kid asks me to go and play Buck and Bronco with him. And
again, alarm bells.
Alarm bells. I know. But so he gets on his hands and knees. He asks me to get on his back. I get on his back, and the guy bucks me off hard. Like he throws me about 6 feet onto the hardwood floor. I remember there was a hardwood floor.
I had an uncle that had me do that once, and I'm not allowed to go over to his house anymore.
Yeah. Well, so
come on, I throw you a bone like that, Manu.
I know.
I throw you a bone.
This was just as creepy as that in a different way. So I look up at this kid, and he doesn't have a bone, but what he does have is he has a grin on his face that is the most terrifying thing that I can remember ever seeing.
Right.
And it was just this grin like, I got you. And I looked at him like, why would you, I thought we were playing kind of look. Like, why would you hurt me? And I looked over at that trench coat, and I swear to God, looking at you now, that trench coat floated off that wall very slowly and started to approach me. And as it did, I turned back and looked at the kid. And the kid was still just sitting there with this just grinny smile on his face. And I was looking at him like, hey, we should run.
Right.
Because I figured he was corporal.
Right.
Turns out he didn't exist. So as the thing got closer to me, I either heard a voice or it was a telepathic kind of thing, but I remember a deep and a dark, get out of here.
Like right out of the movies.
Yeah.
The real deal.
Get out of here.
Right.
Go,
You want me to do it? Get out of here.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you. I need the radio voice. You got it. Do it again.
Get out of here.
Yeah, bad. And then I ran down the steps, man. And I remember running down the hallway and running into my mother. And for like 6-7 years, this was such a terrifying thing to me that I blanked it out. And I didn't remember it until I was 13, laying in my bed at night, and this memory came back to me. And so I went and talked to my mother about it. And long story short, Mom told me that the 3 kids in that house had committed mass suicide in the upstairs bedroom 5 years before. The couple that was living there was only letting us staying there until they moved because they'd both seen ghosts of these teenagers walking around downstairs.
Right.
And they were leaving the house, and I think I saw these people.
Now, when you went back and spoke to your mom about this, and I know I've asked you this before, but did your mom, was she able to, not cleanse you, but tell you where that house was so you can go back and find this house and put this thing to bed?
Because she stayed so many places. We were in a new place every month, every couple of weeks. So, I mean, we could probably track this place down.
But she remembered the house, right?
Yeah.
She just didn't remember where it was.
And she remembered the people.
Right.
And if I haven't talked to her about it for years. I mean, the last couple times I talked to this experience was to you.
Right. Right.
But I could probably track the place down, and it would be incredibly interesting to go up there because I did when somebody puts you under
regression.
I did regression to try to remember it, but that just messed with the memory and little subtle things changed. And
are you okay with going back into the room? And
I would dig it because it's the one time that I've clearly, for sure, seen something out of this world.
What would you do if that trench coat was still there?
Well, I'm telling you I would run.
Right.
Yeah, I would run.
Wow.
To this day, you can ask anybody I've ever lived with. You can ask my roommate here. I can't hang shirts on the walls or jackets on the walls. If I even come into a room and I see clothes hanging up anywhere, I got to take them down. So I don't want to see them float off at me.
Who would you like to at the Sands tonight? Who would you like to try to reach out to?
Who can? Wow. So we're going to select like celebrities. I'd actually like to talk to my grandfather or my grandma.
Okay.
My grandma says hello every now and again too.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
When my grandmother died, she about a day after that she was dead. That was the first time it happened. I was laying on a couch, and I just saw my grandmother's face over me for a second, kind of hovering over me, and she'll go, "Hey."
Really?
Yeah. And about 6 or 8 times, this happens to my mother too, 6 or 8 times during my life, I've just been walking, and then I really clearly see my grandmother's face, and then hear a, "Hey."
Wow.
And it's sort of like a joking hey, like, "Hey, I got you. Hey, watching you."
So, before we head to a break, first off, thank you for coming on tonight and hanging out with us. But you've got like 4 or 5 projects right now that are either filming, post-production, or wrapped, right? What are they, and what are you most excited about?
We've got a bunch of great stuff coming out. Next year, Promises comes out, a little romance that I did.
Right.
I've got The Green Fairy coming out, which is a little thing on absinthe, which is just a little... What's fun about that is I got to do a scene with the late Rowdy Piper.
Oh, no. Shut up.
And he was playing Oliver. Oh, God. Who's the famous Oscar Wilde?
Yes.
And I was playing his lover. So I got to do this gay scene with Rowdy Piper.
With Rowdy.
Which was amazing,
They
right?
They
live, guy.
Man.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Wow.
And so the movie's just a little documentary, but then they do these reenactment scenes, and it was a reenactment scene.
Real absinthe?
Real absinthe.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we got some real absinthe from it, too. And anybody that tells you don't hallucinate on absinthe has not drinking enough of it.
I did the real absinthe from Germany. You know what? This is a family show, but I'll talk to you about it later.
Oh, I didn't know this was a family show. What do you got me?
3-day nightmare on that absinthe.
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah.
3 days. It was crazy.
Fade to black? Are you pulling my chain? This is a family show?
Manu, thank you so much, my brother, and we're going to have a great time the rest of the night. And
wait a second. You were allowing me to pitch my projects. I didn't get it to do anything.
You did 3. You did Promises.
I did the worst ones.
Oh, man. What else?
People, check out Fifth Passenger. Fifth Passenger next year is going to be a kick-ass sci-fi film starring me and a bunch of my sci-fi friends from Star Trek. And then I'm working on a new project called The Circuit. Everybody should go check out The Circuit.
Dude, how is The Circuit doing?
The Circuit's awesome. We got a private investor when we did the Kickstarter campaign.
We talked about that, yes.
Which is super exciting.
Right.
And so we're doing another Kickstarter campaign March 2017 to get finishing funds.
Right.
And it's 10 directors, 10 genres, 10 stories.
Dude, it's one of the most ambitious things, but I can't wait to see it. Can I get in on it?
Absolutely.
Can I get in?
Yeah, let's write we can write a radio show at the convention haunted story. Let's do it.
Manu Intiraymi. Manu, thank you so much, my
brother.
brother.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's go do this. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Coming up next, Chris Medina, right here on Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. It's Halloween night, and we are live from the Oman House. No joke, right here, Cielo Drive, down the street from the Manson Murders. Let's do this, man.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio.
Hello, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station.
Angioprim can unclog blocked arteries and improve blood flow in all parts of your body. Angioprim is oral chelation. Easy, simple, liquid oral chelation. You take it with juice before breakfast and forget about it. Angioprim works fast, unlike old-fashioned chelation that takes hours. Just log on to angioprim.com. That's Angioprim, A-N-G-I-O-P-R-I-M, angioprim.com. Angioprim users say they have more energy, more strength, more endurance. Increased circulation and blood flow will make all your body parts work better. Log on to angioprim.com to get more information on how you can get started and start feeling better, having fun, and doing more again. Lots more. Talk to a trained Angioprim consultant. Call Angioprim toll-free at 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221. Or log on for complete information. Angioprim.com. That's Angioprim.com. Find out how Angioprim can work for you. Get the facts about Angioprim at Angioprim.com.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And this is Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
Yes.
We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
What's up, Fadernauts? Studio Dome loves Fade to Black and the F2B audience so much that they have put together the ultimate stereo Bluetooth system. They've done it just for you. Man, check this out. The Studio Dome SBB2 stereo system is here. It's featuring 2 Studio Boombox 2 SBB2 wireless Bluetooth speakers, packed in its own custom hardshell case. This Studio Dome system features the very latest in stereo Bluetooth technology. The 2 full-range boomboxes are in true wireless stereo. You've got to hear this. It's amazing. It's just $129 and use the promo code JCRTWS and you'll also get free shipping. It's simple. Just go to JimmyChurchRadio.com, click on the Studio Dome banner. Go Beckley Tepe.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
All right, welcome back. Halloween night, we are live from the Oman House. Down the street from the Roman Polanski, Manson House, Sharon Tate murders. All right, everybody, yell and scream. Let everybody know what's going on. We are live. All right, I'm your host, Jimmy Church. You can follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Email is jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Let's do this. I've got to go straight here. Chris Medina, say hi to the world, Chris.
Hello, world.
All right, Chris Medina, psychic, medium, all-around good guy, right?
Yeah.
What was it like for you the first time you visited the house?
Just like right now, full of energy.
Close.
Just like this, full of energy.
And it,
this is what the house wants. This type of energy. That's the energy that, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's no yahoos here tonight.
Right.
Right? There's no, speak up, Chris.
No.
Chris Medina, off of the mic, can't shut him up.
As soon as I get on, yeah.
Yeah, the on-air light comes on and you're a deer in the headlights. I'm just messing with you. The house, I couldn't believe. Look, I'm not a skeptic, right? In the pure sense of the word. But when I got here to the house, we hear stories not only of this home, but haunted places, which I've never witnessed firsthand, right? So I come here to the house and I didn't know what to expect, but there's stuff going on while I'm here. And I can only imagine if I was here for an hour, and there's stuff moving, there's stuff going on. I'm seeing it, and all I could think to myself is, what goes on here 24 hours a day? I can only imagine. Dave lives here by himself, which I think is crazy, but he's got a good positive vibe, and he's a cool guy.
Right.
And I guess the spirit world is looking at this house as a cool place to be. It's not a negative energy.
Right. Again, this is what the house wants. This type of vibe. Everybody's kind of schmoozing around, having a good time. That's the vibe. I was telling David, it just feels real, positive. You don't. It doesn't. Does it feel malicious to you?
Not yet. Not yet. But I hear what you're saying, right? It's playful almost, knocking over Beetlejuice figurines and
playing the piano.
But there's been a couple of voices that I've heard that were recorded here. One of them was, what are you doing in my room? That's a pretty crazy thing. Now, you got a job earlier to place a couple of recorders in the house. Where did you put one in the dirt room?
In the dirt room, yeah.
Where'd you put it in there?
Right on the chair.
Okay.
Just right in the middle of the room.
And you hit record?
Hit record.
And left.
Well,
okay,
yeah.
And the other one you placed?
Right next to the Beetlejuice statues.
Oh, so you went up to the Beetlejuice statues. Yeah. Okay. And Eric placed one here in the guest room.
And two of the statues were down. So
already two of the statues.
Yeah.
Really? Which ones?
I think it was the one. Is it the Smoking Man? The Smoking Man?
Okay.
Yeah.
That one. First off, that's a freaky looking statue. I saw a video online of because David has a camera set up right in front of those, and it's right there, and you can see it starts to wobble slowly, and then falls.
Oh, the figurine.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It just slowly started to move and then fell over.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Halloween has turned into this kind of it's a little bit scary, but it's fun, but it's turned into the biggest holiday of the year. It's like rivaling Christmas. Who would have thought that would have happened? But why do you think that is with Halloween?
It's the time of year. It's fall. Everything's transforming, getting ready to change, getting ready to die, getting ready to come into something new. So it's a time of where people feel like they could release.
Right. Yeah. And on Halloween night here at this house, do you think that this house or the spirits know that this is something more special than any other night of the week?
Yeah, I can feel it. My stomach is hurting.
Wow. Wow, look at that's a good costume. Do you think it'll be easier to summon?
Yeah, definitely.
You think so?
Yeah.
And how do you we're going to do this seance tonight. How does that happen? What's the process?
I guess, is it Lillian?
Yes.
Lillian's going to come in and she's going to, this is the first time I'm going to see it, so I'm not sure how she's going to do it. But yeah.
All right. Manu, out of costume?
I want to see what you're doing with the psychic, man.
Have you met Chris Medina?
No, I'm excited to.
Chris is the best. You know what? I think you copped a vibe from Manu. After the show tonight, I think you and Manu need to go somewhere quiet for about 5 or 10 minutes.
Like my Michael Barris special time together?
Yeah. Show Manu what time it is.
Okay.
It's it'll be really cool. Now with this house, when you go out and visit locations, when you came here, what made this house different for you? I mean, and also, like, when you park the car outside, this is a special street, in all of crime history, this is like ground zero. What was it like just to get out of the car?
The outside feels completely different than what goes on inside. The outside feels completely different than what goes on in the actual house. Outside, you get kind of like that shady something, something's up kind of vibe. And then when you walk in the house, energy is completely like easy flowing, welcoming almost. You can hear background noise, like conversations. It just seems real crowded.
So you think, okay, let's come back to that. But so outside of the house, you're saying it's more negative.
And yeah, it's not an easy feeling. It's not an easy feeling.
Did you walk up to the gates?
Yeah.
You did.
Not today.
Not today.
No,
I'm gonna. You're not gonna go back.
It smells. There's just you. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Stomach starts to hurt.
Right.
Yeah. Just
right.
The energy.
Can you? I know you can sense it. Can you almost see? What is happening?
I can't see what. It's just a feeling of a bad memory, like almost like something. The definite vibe of something bad has happened here.
Right.
Yeah, and it just seems like it seems sacred to me. You don't want to mess with it.
Well, I'm looking at you now. The audience can't see you, but I can, and you look affected just talking about it. Okay,
I'm trying to have a good time tonight. I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's my point. Why do you think that is? I mean, obviously, something really negative happened up there. I get that part, but is it because those people are still there? Do you get that feeling? Or not only the victims, but also the ones that committed the crime that aren't here with us anymore. You know what I mean? Is it that?
Yeah. If I continue to look for it and try to sense it, I will sense it. I just don't want to do it. It takes a lot out of me.
Well, I asked you. I've asked you many times about this. You're so gifted. That do you have the ability to turn it on or off, right? And you had said to me before, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you said no, it's on all the time, right? Yeah. So when you encounter something like that and you can't turn it off, what's the alternative? Do you just have to walk away?
A shot of tequila,
right?
Kind of distract yourself from it because I can just feel it. It's always on, and if I tap into it, I don't want to hear stuff. I don't want to get. I don't want to get involved.
Right.
Yeah.
And why do you think with that?
It'll linger.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that's 50 yards up the street from this house. I mean, it's literally next door. Right. Mm-hmm. Why is it so different 50 yards, down the driveway?
It's David.
You think it's David?
It's David. Yeah. I mean, the audience has heard him, has listened to him. You've met him. He's just open to it.
Right, right.
So open to it.
Right. How did you, I know it was when you were very young, but how did you start to find out that you had this gift?
When I could pick up things. When I saw how my dad got a kick out of having me give his friends readings. In the expression on there, I was like, okay. He's like, well, and my dad asked me, well, where's it coming from? How do you know that? And I said, I can just see it. And I could hear, I can hear names. They'll tell me names or what's going on. And he's like, who? And I said, I don't know.
Right. And your dad was a pretty cool guy, right?
Harley rider,
biker, and his friends were bikers, right?
Biker stoners.
Right. And so how old were you when you started giving his biker friends readings? I love it. It's amazing childhood.
4 or 5.
4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
So you're 4 or 5 hanging out with them. They're partying, right? They're doing their thing. And were they, at first, I'm sure it was a gimmick, right? It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
At what point did the bikers start to take you serious and like, shut up? Let's get Chris in here because I need some questions answered.
When they would start crying.
What?
Yeah.
You made bikers cry?
But yeah, you have to think about it. They're intoxicated. They're stoned. They're a little kid's talking to them. They feel where's he getting this from? That's the vibe that I got as a kid. And my dad would just look at me.
Okay, Chris, you got to tell me right now. It's just me and you and 500,000 people. Okay, right now, what did you say the first time that you made a biker cry?
I think I started crying.
You started crying, and he started crying.
Because I felt bad, like I did something wrong.
Right.
But you can just tell the look on their face, the disbelief, the shock, like when I give a reading,
right?
To people, they're like, "How do you know all this stuff?"
Right.
Yeah.
And now, the ability, when you sit down and do a reading with somebody, and I've seen you do this myself, when you sit down, how long does it take for you to connect with who you are sitting down with? Is it like instantaneous?
It's instant, yeah.
And what do you
in the crappy thing about it is that you can tell how that reading's going to go.
Right.
And I'm a very direct person.
Right.
You can listen to me give readings. I just have to go in, and knock those walls down and get them to admit things that they wouldn't normally admit to somebody that they don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of like when you're on my show, right?
Right. Yeah, right.
And so, what do you see? Do you see a light? Do you see a dark? What do you see? That's going on around you at that moment. I don't have the gift.
I'm getting a lot of energy from him as soon as I met him.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
he's meant to get a reading tonight.
Yeah. Well, he has that effect on people. You should see him like in a cab. Cab drivers can't drive. Pull over. Get out of the car. But when you,
I'm sorry, but I look at you and you look like you're in pain a lot. And you were just mentioning that you don't want to get into things like that. Does it always hurt you when you do this?
Well, that's my next question. That's Manu, everybody, my new co-host here on Fade to Black. But that's exactly it. When you are going there, okay, and if it's going in a negative direction, and you're an honest person, but do you? I don't want to say lie or mislead. But do you change the truth?
I try not to give it too direct.
Right.
I don't change. The message is going to be the message. I'm going to tell you what it is. How I tell you is a different story.
Right.
But you're going to get it.
Right. Even if it's bad news, that's where I'm going.
And they want to know, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And does it suck being right all the time? If you give somebody good news and you're wrong, that sucks, right? But if you give somebody bad news and you're right, that sucks too, right? So what does it suck being right?
The method, the method is challenging because then I take from that because I see how far I have to go to let that person know. Try to work it in a way where it's not going to be too much or at one time.
Right.
Because I don't bullshit.
Right.
I don't.
Have you ever even surprised yourself?
All the time. All the time. Yeah.
And the other night when we were on Coast to Coast, I had you on Coast as a guest, and we started to talk about Bill Cooper. I got a lot of email about that. They were fascinated by it. Bill Cooper's untimely passing and murder, I should say, and the way that he left this planet. He had a great radio program. He had a message. There were things that he was revealing that was pretty shocking to everybody, 9/11 and some other things that were coming. Bill Cooper. And but our audience, is very familiar with him, and we don't have him here anymore. And when you came on, and I knew this was going to happen, but when you came on and started telling this story to everybody, it meant a lot to a lot of people. Is there a way, we talked about this on Coast to Coast, is there a way tonight to possibly reach out to Bill Cooper again? And have you tried, did you let him know that I would be here tonight? And
he let me know. After doing Coast to Coast.
What happened?
He came back to I got some real good confirmation.
What did he say?
He reached out through somebody else.
And
it went well. He's just, it was, It was powerful. Just the people that I spoke to that were close to him.
Right. Mm-hmm. And did he hear us on Coast?
Yeah.
He knew about that?
No, the people heard. The people that were close to him called and reached out.
Right.
And I spoke to them, and it was just an interesting feeling to connect and to be like, oh, so this was you, because like I said, he wasn't personal.
Right.
He was all business. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of email, people reaching out to you off of Coast about Bill Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah. He affected a lot of people.
The biggest question is, well, why would he come to you?
That's mine.
I don't know why.
Well, because he trusts you.
Other than the fact that I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was till 4 years after he had came back. He had came in 2008, 2007, 2008. As some, we got the book. We got Behold a Pale Horse.
Right.
Went and read that, and then I was like, oh my God! And I looked him up on YouTube, and just hearing his voice when he was doing his lectures, I was like, that's that guy.
Wow.
That's that guy.
Yeah. Well, there's only one.
Yeah.
There's only one. Have you asked yourself that same question? Why you? Do you think it's because of your honesty?
I think
because you're grounded?
I think I'm on my way to know. Just again, a lot of good confirmations. He did tell me that my life was going to change, and things were gonna be bigger than I ever thought that they were going to be.
Right. Have you gone back and reread all of the notes that you took from his first visits?
Right. 2 days after Coast to Coast. That's how much email I got.
Really?
In regards to, yes, I was like, let me do my whole, let me start looking in, see what's going on, see what I'm getting from him again.
Right.
And then people reached out that were close. And,
right.
Yeah.
And what did you, when you went back and looked at the notes after Coast, anything stick out for you? Anything stand out?
When I wrote down that need to get a recorder, notes aren't doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What's this? The guest mic. No, the guest mic is not low. It's Chris is low. See, you need to speak up in the mic. Put your lip.
The woman had to come
See,
down.
See, there's the Chris that I need.
That's all it took was Rita. Yeah, I'm moving out.
Oh,
yeah.
You'll what you say? You'll listen to Rita, but not me.
Where is she?
Yeah, she's outside, Chris. She's outside. Have you, because of the response that you've gotten from Bill Cooper, I want you to remember back the first time that you and I talked, which was over a year ago, and you saw me react to Bill Cooper, and I nearly lost my mind. Now, are you starting to come to grasp about how important he is to our community and how much we miss him, and you coming out and speaking like this? Nobody's heard anything like this ever, and especially about Bill Cooper, but it comes out like this. Do you realize now the impact that he's had on everybody and how much we need to hear from him?
Yeah, I have a great deal of respect for him. I mean, the things that people have told me in the way that he's touched their lives. I mean, he, spoke against things that most people wouldn't.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
And
do you think, okay, now this is where I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit, but I would love the right answer.
Let's do it.
Do you think I could read your notes on the air? Not you, me.
I'll consider it.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'll consider it.
I was going to about 6 months ago. I'm going to leak this out in advance. I went and pulled a bunch of Bill Cooper's speeches, and they were transcribed. And then I transcribed one myself, a 90-minute speech. And I decided that I'm going to read one of his presentations on Fade to Black. I'm not going to have a guest that night. I'm going to take 2 hours, and I'm going to read one of Bill Cooper's presentations because I've gone through them over the last couple of years. I've listened to every broadcast that he's ever done, and all of his presentations. And I thought one night I was listening. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. My eyes are closed, and I'm listening to the words that he's speaking. And I realized that they're timeless, that it's just as relevant today in 2016 as it was in 1991. 1992 when he did some of these presentations, and how relevant they are today. It's just as strong. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to give Bill Cooper credit until the end of the show, so the audience could then hear the impact of the words and absorb it, and then go, holy crap, that was Cooper from 1991. Are you hip to what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then maybe we'll combine that with your visits from Bill Cooper.
And I got a friend that also wrote her own notes in addition to mine, because I remember he wanted me to relay the message to my friend that was into that sort of thing.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so this means that, because again, I didn't know anything about politics. I didn't know anything about conspiracy or government, people that try to debunk that stuff. I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
And so he would say, write it down, and then that didn't work. Get a tape recorder, because when you tell her you're not giving her everything. I mean, it was, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So what's up next for you? What are you doing?
I am so booked with readings right now. Readings, yeah. It's a lot of appearances, a lot of traveling. Yeah.
And when you do a reading, how long does the typical reading last? Half hour, 15 minutes?
Half hour going into an hour.
Half hour going into an hour.
Close to, like 45 minutes.
And how many do you do a day?
I only allow myself to do 3 a day.
3 a day.
That's it. Yeah.
So when you say you're booked up through ever. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Chris, you are the very best. Now, tonight with this seance, I need your help. We're going to do John Candy. Got to do John Candy. We got to do Elvis. And we got to do Bill Cooper. You going to help me out?
Let's see what I can do.
Chris Medina, everybody. This is Fade to Black. Give it up for Chris.
Thank you.
I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. We're live from the Oman House. It's Halloween. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Work with your doctor when taking medications. Make Protovite part of your healthy lifestyle.
HealthForLiberty.com is your source for Protovite, a powerful nutritional supplement that's a true breakthrough for your health. Poor digestion makes it nearly impossible to absorb the nutrition your body needs. Protovite is a liquid multi-nutrient formula with patent-pending absorption technology and the highest quality ingredients to nourish every cell in your body.
My name is Sandra White. 6 weeks ago, when I started taking Protovite, I was on 14 medications, from everything for blood pressure to fibromyalgia. In the first 10 days, my blood sugar dropped 50 points, and my fibromyalgia pain is gone. And so was 12 of the 14 medications that I was taking. I'm 66, living life and loving it.
Go to HealthForLiberty.com right now. That's HealthForLiberty.com.
Thank you, Protovite, for giving my life back.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Live from the Oman House. Give it up, everybody. Let's go. Live from the Oman House. Down the street, Rick Mora is here. Rick, you'll be up next. Oh, you know what? Let's bring in Rick, and you'll be up next. Rick.
Damn it.
Man, wait a minute. Did I just bump my friend? Did I just bump Moses? Moses?
I'll do a bump later. Where's Abraham?
Oh, man. I was just... Oh, hold on. I haven't turned on your mic yet, Rick. But we'll do that in just a second. We are live from the Oman House. Yes, it is Halloween. We are down the street from the infamous Sharon Tate murders at the Roman Polanski house, and we are at the Oman House right now. And truly a creepy experience, and I can't say any more than that. We were here this past Saturday setting up for the show, and stuff is moving in this house while I'm here. Rick Mora, how are you, Rick?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
Man, let me shake your hand, my brother.
I'm honored to be here, honored to be on your show.
No, I'm honored to have you here. Now, for everybody knows Rick, but what's crazy about you, and I'm just going to go through this really quickly, but you were born here in Los Angeles, but raised without electricity and wood stoves up in Crescent City, California.
100% true.
And what a crazy, but that lasted until you were 7.
Yeah.
As nutty as that may seem, then when you're going through it, now as an adult, that's an experience nobody else has, right?
It's definitely something to bring to the table for conversation.
Right?
How many people do you know are raised on a 100-acre cattle farm with no electricity and no plumbing?
And a wood stove.
100%.
In America, for real.
And on the border, and in California. On the border of California and Oregon lies this beautiful city, which historically does have a place in California history. You know that Crescent City was the point where the tsunami from Japan actually arrived to California, and it completely flooded and inundated Crescent City, destroying it for the most part for a very long time.
Right.
Thus creating the platform for Crescent City to be cattle farm.
Now, the crazy thing is, and there's a lot of people here arriving. This is great. For you, Northridge, and one of my daughters is going to Northridge, right?
CSUN?
Yep, CSUN.
Matadors.
So you go to CSUN. You graduate.
I did.
And,
I don't know how that happened, but yeah.
But this is the crazy thing. The word is bam, right? Your life just took off, and with your past and everything else, that was the last thing that you expected, modeling. And
it was never a plan. I always say that I didn't choose my life chose me.
I almost want to, hey, Mary, should I have Rick do this interview without his shirt on? Do you have any idea what's underneath that?
We are long past those days. Let's just let everybody know that Rick Mora's career has spanned a nice 15-plus years.
Yeah, right.
With that being 15-plus years of technology, big screen TVs, fast food, dollar menus, and so many reasons to not go to the gym.
Well, that's why I'm Fat Elvis tonight. Let's
you are owning it, and that's why I'm a fat convict.
Well, hold on. Yeah, right. Hold on. See, check this out.
I love it.
Pretty cool, huh?
I love it. Dave, I walked in, and Dave looked at me, and 2 seconds he goes, "Oh, another doctor," and he didn't look at me. Dave's a doctor this evening. He thought I was trying to rep his set, and I said, "No, excuse me, I'm a bad boy."
Now, that looks real? It looks real. Okay, all right. Moving on. He's got the L.A. County Blues on.
I'm just gonna say that someone we all know and love's mother is a 36-year retired L.A. County court worker.
Wow.
Who has 36 years of friends who accidentally asked a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend to deliver me a very unique Halloween costume many years ago. But I was given this with respect and honor that they would say, number 1, you cannot wear this costume in public. Number 2, if you see a police officer, he will reprimand you.
Oh, yeah. There's no question about that.
Number 3,
no question.
Your costume is 100% authentic.
Man, that is so
It
cool.
is pretty sick.
Man, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty sick.
It's pretty cool.
I was in Rite Aid tonight, buying ice, coming to and I got 2 yeah, that's a good costume. And one, who did your braids?
Yeah, right.
You know, and because I can't leave out your listeners cannot. It's still here. The package is still here.
Right.
It's just well fed and warm. That's all it is. It's just well fed and warm.
Now, did you expect? And I know you get this question all the time, but it's my opportunity right now. Did you have any idea what Twilight was going to do to your life?
I tell you this much. I went to see Twilight like every other person did at 12 o'clock midnight. Not every. Like every other's mother did from 30 to 60-year-old and their 8-year-old granddaughters.
Right.
I went 12 o'clock midnight because even shooting Twilight... I'm sorry, woman. Can you do me a favor? Even shooting Twilight, I still had no idea, who was going to make the cut, how things work.
I'm just letting everybody know. Rick wants a picture of the two of us.
I gotta have it.
So
this is
hold on.
archiving.
I gotta put on the Elvis.
This
glasses.
is going big. This is going worldwide.
Yes,
this is
it
going
is.
Twitter, Instagram, live. Thank goodness they figured out live streaming from Facebook. Yo, coming at you live and direct. Rick Mora at the Oman House, Halloween night. Can you dig it?
Oh man. So you went to the midnight showing.
I did. And with everybody's grandparents, mothers, and neighbors, friends who they don't want to admit that they wanted to come and see. And I sat there with my boo, and we looked up at the screen, and we waited, and then boom, then it dropped. And I sunk down in my chair, and I looked at her, and I said, tomorrow my life is going to change.
And it did.
8 years into the mix, Twilight lives on stronger than
It's
other
incredible.
freaking... I'm still meeting 8-year-old girls who are in love with Twilight. I'm still meeting the parents that say, I don't like Twilight, but my sister does, or my daughter does, or, it's still being reinvented over and over and over. And I have to say, it's really an amazing blessing to be in a franchise of that magnitude.
Well, when it took off, and, I have two now they're both 21. But
tweens.
They were teenagers when that took off. And even I was blown away when it took off. It took off big.
We're talking $700 million franchise from the gate.
Yes.
So now we're it's over $1 billion. It's over $1 billion in investment return. Put it that way. Not investment, in return.
Now, before we get to the Oman House, because this place is nuts, and we're here tonight.
It's nuts.
But
this house is nuts. Just want to let you guys know.
But did you?
This house is nuts.
You weren't an actor. You didn't go to acting school. You didn't do.
Damn, do you have to out me out here on national internet radio? Jesus, I do have to explain. I have to explain to everybody that I have a natural gift, that I'm just gifted.
Right. How did you figure it out?
WTF?
But that's the thing, Rick. How did you figure that out?
I didn't figure it out. I told you from the beginning. I didn't choose this. It chose me.
Right.
It's like the Oman House. Do you think the Oman House chose David? Do you think they chose him, or did he choose them? Let's ask Dave. David, do you think you were chosen?
Wait.
That's relevant.
Wait.
It's relevant.
Did I choose them, or did that? No, they chose me to buy this lot.
There we go. And I was chosen to be the Native American muse. So there you go. Hey, look at it. If it's on tap, moose. If it's not, it's muse.
What is it about this house?
I like that. Muse. You know what?
Tell me, Rick, tell me the first time you were here. What was that like?
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, right now.
Here we're back. Tell me what it's like. It's what it's like.
No, the first time you were here, because I can tell you the first time.
You know what? This process, I think, for any of us who are return visitors, who understand a platform of paranormal activity. Actually, and I don't even want to say paranormal, because when I came here, I felt something different. It wasn't a paranormal experience. It was an energy experience. And I think that from day one that I've been here, there has been a gradual weight lifted and weight given every time I'm here.
How so?
In that, it depends on the environment, who I'm with, who we're with, what are we doing. Sometimes, David, has a wonderful plethora of guests. Sometimes it's just a nice, intimate little group of 8 people. And when it's 8 people, there's a sense of being with the house that you are more connected with it, because there's not so much distraction and noise, and things seem to work symbiotically with your presence. And I tell you this, I'm a firm believer that this house has chosen me. I didn't choose this house. The same way that I've been chosen to do what I do. I have a very special place in this house. I feel that it has welcomed me. I'm at peace with it. I've experienced just as much paranormal experience that everybody else wants to equate with paranormal. I just find it to be an energy place. And I'm an energy man. I work in an energy platform. I work a lot on tradition and wisdom and beliefs. I have a chief. We work spiritually. There is a very beautiful presence in this house that works with those who are willing to understand and accept the process.
Who told you? You don't have to say who it was, but who told you about that? Well, how did you first hear about the house? And was it a haunted house? You got to go up here. Was it like that? I mean, how were you prepped for it?
I would love to believe that there was some kind of methodology to this, but for me in my life, everything that I experience comes to me because it's meant to be. So I was introduced to David through a mutual friend. Had nothing to do with the house.
Exactly.
I met David on David's normal platform.
Right.
If any of you even know where that exists.
I'm not even sure what
I
you're
don't think
referring
anybody.
to.
I don't even think anybody knows.
What's my normal platform?
Okay, I hate this. I met David on a neutral platform.
What neutral?
Right.
I did. I met you on a neutral platform. Neutral platform.
Was this a McDonald's? What do you mean neutral?
No, actually, it was an Emmy's gifting suite, and we were there getting swag, and we were loving Hollywood. We met at the Emmy's gifting suite. Okay, let's not be secret about this. There's spirituality in that. There is spirituality in meeting at an Emmy's gifting suite.
Did you get the gifting bag?
Oh.
That's the question.
We don't leave the suites without a bag.
Okay.
It's just what was in David's bag, I don't know.
So you're told about the house, Rick.
Yes.
But you don't know about the other side of it.
No clue.
Wow.
Zero. I met Dave on a neutral platform where we were just broing out.
Wow.
Yeah. And we aligned in a very beautiful way. We bromanced.
Right.
And within the nature of the bromance, we started hanging out, and we came together, and he was hosting this thing at his house, and I came to be a part of this beautiful platform and discovered that it had its own very special place. But even with me, meeting Dave, it was even special to me because I know outside of this crazy platform that people see on Google, there's a foundation of spirituality that exists.
100%. 100%.
And no one is connected for nothing. We're all connected for a reason.
So you have to tell me, when you arrived, you copped a vibe, because everybody that steps through that front door, right? And if you're a negative person, that's going to be one thing. If you're a positive person, you're going to feel something else. If you don't know what to expect, you're going to get woken up here pretty quickly too, as well, if you know nothing. So for you, when you arrived, what was that like?
Well, I think the irony is that I watched people transform in front of me even before I was privy to have my own experience. I've always been very at leisure in the house, shall we say? Like a lot of times when people are here, it's more of a constructed type of of experience.
Right,
you're here because we know you're here. You're coming. Whereas I've been able to be here by myself.
Oh, shut up.
And sit down here by myself.
On this floor.
Sit in the rock.
Right.
And sit in the rock room by myself.
Right.
And I've watched many things happen. And I sit there waiting for it to happen.
So
I embrace it.
Okay.
I embrace this experience. It's
okay. Let's go to the rock room for a second.
You want to go to the rock room?
I do want to go to the rock room.
Sacred Tongva land. It's what it is.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Well, we all know that we're all living on Indian land. I know sometimes everybody gets preconceived ideas that they were here before we were. But
right. No, Hollywood was not here before the natives.
No, and this is Tongva and Chumash land. So between the Tongva and the Chumash, this is where all sacred tradition started. And through this valley are many points of sacred tradition. And it is said and believed that on this rock in David's first floor, because everybody thinks that you come in the front door and that's the first floor. It's not the first floor. That's the third floor. In the first floor, connected to the earth, to Mother Earth, is the rock. And it's believed that it was a traditional sacred spot for a chief to do his ceremony. So whether it would be death ceremony, whether it would be welcoming ceremony, it was the spot, the rock. And so through the development of the house, certain elements were discovered and which supported the existence of our indigenous people on this territory.
Are they cool with it then?
Are you cool with it? I'm not cool with it.
You know,
I don't own a house in these hills. I ain't cool with none of it.
You know, I mean, are they cool when you sit in the rock room?
I think that, like you said, you brought it up earlier. You are as cool as you are, you know, and so sometimes it takes a little bit of energy to remind you of who you are. Because if you're in a platform where everything's not straight and sweet with you, the house tends to creep on you on that way.
Right.
So you do get creeped out.
Right.
You feel that pressure.
Right.
You feel that enormous angst, like something's over your shoulder. And it does happen. I mean, I'm not going to deny. I watch it happen with many. It happens on its own. You know.
You ever wonder who here? Who here knew David before he built the house?
That's a tough one.
I know.
I don't think anybody's
right.
here
Right.
before
Anybody?
David.
Okay.
No.
You ever wonder what he was like before the house was built? Do you think he is?
Yeah. First of all, if you walk through the house, you do know what he was like before the house was built. Look at the walls, brother. We have the most amazing collection of footballs from college years. I'm not going to deny that Dave was not a UCLA fan.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's not.
You know,
deny
he
that.
went to USC, by the way.
He
went to USC.
Spiritual possession.
Yes.
UCLA spiritual possession has taken over. Not only is he an aficionado of college football, of his
and boxing,
or his anti-alma mater, boxing, his memorabilia on boxing, his memorabilia of rock stars.
Yes.
Oh, come on!
Incredible. You know what's nuts? I want everybody here after the show tonight. We're gonna go up to the first floor, and he has got an autograph from John Lennon. I don't want to get too into it, but it's framed. It's on the wall. It's a book. But go up, Rick. I don't know if you've noticed this, but go up and look at that John Lennon autograph. When I first went and looked at it, and my wife Rita said the same thing, that it doesn't say John Lennon. If you look, it says from David Oman. Go and look at it.
I'm going to
go up and look at that.
I've been here for years, and I've not noticed from David Oman.
I know.
I
didn't know it was Lennon, right? And I went, wow, it says from.
No, it's the real.
But I see John's picture, right?
Yeah, I know it's real.
Right. No, I know that. No, what I'm saying is the way that John Lennon wrote it, it looks like from David. Just go and look. It'll
look at. I love this. That I'm gonna experience something new today. That I've been here for years and have not noticed. I like this.
You know what's funny?
Thanks, Elvis.
Everybody's arriving here, and the room is full behind you. But when you're speaking, everybody's so quiet.
What the heck is going on? When I started talking, they were just doing their thing. What's the dealio, yo?
It's what happens when an American Indian is in the room speaking.
Damn, I wish that happened at the bank when I'm asking for money. I'm like, come on. I want everyone to be quiet. Hand me the money I'm asking for, and then we can just roll with it. Right?
Check this out. I want you to turn around. Hunter S. Thompson just walked in the room. Look.
No, we're talking the real.
Yeah, I know.
The real.
That's pretty freaky.
Facebook checked Hunter S. Tompkin. There you go, dog.
Now, but this is the thing. Because do you think David he's not here right now, so it's just us, right?
You mean I can talk shit?
Do you think
Do I reframe?
Do you think living here alone in the house has affected him in a positive or a negative way?
Whoa, that's...
I know it's heavy.
That's a heavy psychological kind of perspective association, and I can't make that one. You know why? Because I think that they work together. I think that if we all have systems that we work with, right? We all do.
Right.
Look, I might work with Stones and my chief and his ideas and. Some people work with church and some people work with, their own convictions of what they believe in, organic and being all, PC with the environment. And I think that David has managed to really find a balance of an idea that you wouldn't be here if you didn't have this idea, an idea that works with the way that the infrastructure of entertainment is. Right. Because I'm going to say it's to a certain perspective, it's very relative in entertainment platform.
Sure.
Let alone that we're dealing with a very relevant spiritual existence.
Right.
Because as much as we clown and joke and say the things we say, there is no denying the Oman House is one of the most relevant vortexes of spirituality in Los Angeles.
Right. Some would say haunted.
I refrain.
I know.
You know why? Those who say it's haunted are dealing with their own convictions.
Well, okay. Well,
I didn't say it. You said it.
No, I'm saying I got in my car with my wife and we're driving away. I'm like, place is haunted, man. Place is haunted.
Wait, you want to go there?
I mean, and would you recommend, because you know David so well, you've been here enough. Would you live here? Would you live here alone? Alone.
I like that idea. I've often asked, like, hey, you've been here years. You spend the night? I don't spend the night. But and so look, I'm going to say yes. I would live here. I don't spend the night. I'm an actor, remember?
Okay, right.
I'm a convict. I'm a tough guy. I ain't afraid of this house. Shit.
But I
got this.
But I wouldn't spend the night.
But I'm not gonna spend the night.
Right.
I'm not gonna spend the night.
Hold on. Just the audience, really quick. Everybody that's sitting in front of who would live in this house alone? Right.
Just David.
Anybody here? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
But you don't get it. You can't decide that until you actually spend a quality 2 weeks in this house alone. I mean, really be alone.
Right.
With your own self and your own mind and your own convictions and your own ideas. When you're alone here, it's not the same deal as, I can do it. I'm a pirate. I can sail the 7 seas. I'm gonna come. Hell no, you ain't never been on a ship in your life for more than 2 weeks and get food and everything.
It's the same thing, right? Wait. Now watch this. Now I'm gonna ask the room the same question. Who would live here with somebody else? Who would live here with somebody else? Now see.
You see, if you're not alone,
right.
Totally different.
Right.
You have something to share with. But the idea is that Dave doesn't really live here alone per se anyways. He's got his pets and he has his friends.
Right.
Right?
Well,
right. So if you're at peace with, like I said, we all choose our path.
Right.
If he's at peace, he's good.
It was funny. The other night, I had David on Coast to Coast, right? And while we were, did anybody here listen to that show?
No.
Not you, Rick. Have you ever listened to Coast to Coast?
Yes.
Okay.
I did. Didn't I do Coast to Coast?
Well, you will be next week with me.
I've got to keep my.
Okay.
I got to refer to my.
It's okay. But so David, I asked David at the beginning of the interview. I said, "Are you alone at the house?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course I am." And so I just let the audience know. Wanted them to understand that he's alone in this house during the interview.
Sort of.
About a yes. So about a half hour into the interview, he is getting advice.
He's getting
advice.
Hey,
how to
we all
answer
know.
questions.
We all know about that left turn he does on his shoulder. I got this. All right. I'm waiting for it. I always wait for it. I love it. Bring it on. Bring on that little snitch.
Okay. Now, what I have witnessed. The figurines falling. I have. The other day, my wife and I, this is Rita right here. We were standing.
Lovely Rita. Love your mask.
We were standing right there.
Yes.
Standing.
And you heard
and things started playing, right?
Yeah.
Now,
and you pick it up and you look at it and you know it's not connected to anything.
Let's just say I took 4 Vicodins and 3 shots of vodka before I got to the car after that.
Look, we all know the things that happen in this house.
Man, it was just nuts. Now, for you, when things like that happen, are you convinced enough to go and talk to your family about this and say, you know what, I'm watching stuff move around this room. You know what? Are you that convicted?
Well,
you're in a convict's outfit right now.
I am going to share with you that there is a divided side to me. In a place of spiritual exception. So when I'm privy to the energy and its existence, it doesn't scare me. I embrace it. I, in fact, feel privileged that they would come and deliver an idea that we're here, and I don't have that fear. I don't have, I don't like to get all like native wisdom-y, trippy spiritual dude, but I have a good sensibility about what I believe in and how things work and the existence of energy. And when it happens here, I dig it. I'm at peace.
There's a couple of magical spots, not a couple, there's a lot, around California Joshua Tree being
Correct.
one. Joshua Tree is a freaky place. And
Joshua
it's a
Tree is deep.
Spiritual as it gets.
Yep.
And
Sedona, crazy
insane.
spiritual
Now,
vortex.
Vortexes, and
Yep.
so when I stand out there, and I've been out there with thousands of people speaking out of Joshua Tree, and I see these orbs and these things cruising
Yeah.
around the valley.
Yeah.
Some would say UFOs. Right? Some would say American Indian spirit. That
I don't have an. I honestly say that I've sat here and watched. Before David had a state of the art system devised in the house, there was the systems that the production teams brought, and I've watched the documentation of some amazing footage. Orbs. This is Orb Central. This is Orb Central. This is like 4th of July. Like, you want to come to the 4th of July, just sit. Everyone could just sit in this room next to us. They might not know, but there's a room next to us that is a very, very special room. In the dark, one person can sit in there, and we'll all go upstairs and watch the infrared camera, and you will see 4th of July. Because they just are attracted to this energy.
Just before you sat down, about an hour ago, I'm sitting here, and we're talking.
And it was
interview.
darker.
Manu was sitting where you are. And this orange orb, which I've never seen anything like that, just cruise.
And honestly, they're usually not visibly to us here. They'll see them upstairs in the camera, but normally you don't even get to see them.
I think it must have been the Elvis glasses.
But you are Elvis.
It went right over, and I looked, and I was like, "Did anybody see that?" No, man.
Yeah, see,
man, I'm losing my mind.
No, but the house plays with you. The house plays with those who know how it receives them.
What's up next for you?
What's up next for me? I am in the film festival circuit right now. I have 2 films in the circuit. I produced one called Enter the Dreamcatcher, where I took my chief around the world to meet indigenous chiefs that have not happened in history before. I took him to meet the Maori. Hasn't happened since 1963. I took him to meet the chief of the Aboriginal, which has not ever happened in history.
Right.
Shot a documentary.
Right.
And then I'm in a cool-ass short film right now in all the film circuits. It's winning nonstop with the B team of the camera crew who produced it, shot The Revenant.
Oh.
So this short film called For Blood, look it up, For Blood movie for all your listeners. Or you can go to my website, rickmora.com, Facebook, Native Rick Mora, Twitter, Instagram, all Native Rick Mora. But you're going to see the post for For Blood. Tap in, because that's going to go full feature. It's going to be called The Bounty, but it is an amazing short film shot by the Beat camera crew for The Revenant.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's some cool-ass shit.
Rick Mora, thank you so much, my brother.
Honored. Thank you for having me.
The night has just started.
All Hallows Eve.
The night has just started.
Please, everybody, keep talking. Silence behind me is killing me.
It's a live radio show, Rick. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. We are live from the Oman House right here in Beverly Hills, California. It's Halloween night on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. You can follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Email is jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
KGRA Radio. Intelligent talk.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on the smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store. So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on the smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If your home has hard water, then it's likely that limescale is clogging your pipes, damaging your appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars each year. You can eliminate limescale in the entire house with HydroCare products available at Wave Home Solutions. Easy and efficient with no maintenance, no salts, no chemicals, and no coils. And you can buy with confidence from Wave Home Solutions. Performance guaranteed. Just go to bestwater411.com. That's bestwater411.com.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. Live from the Oman House. It is Halloween. All right, give it up, everybody. We're live right now. Man, we got a good crowd here. My goodness, this kind of took me by surprise. What's up, Moses?
How you doing, Jimmy? Thanks for having me.
Moses Shakaryan, live in the house, man.
It's pretty cool.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Now, I'm gonna before we get into you and your career and what you're doing, you know, you're completely nuts and out of control. What do you think? What do you think about this vibe here?
It's I'll have to say it's pretty cool. I mean, I went and saw The Rock.
Right.
That was pretty cool.
It's pretty insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I feel like there's so many people that it's not. When I'm off on my own, then like it feels a little bit more.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Yeah.
That rock room is a trip.
It is a trip.
You see the bone?
I did.
You see the bone?
Yes, in the hammock.
In the hammock?
In the hammock.
And the feather?
Yeah.
And man, Hunter S. Thompson is just throwing me off here, man.
So good. Such a good costume.
Man, why did you go and shoot yourself, man? You didn't have to do that.
It was a cloudy day. That was good.
Oh, man. Great costumes here tonight, too.
Yeah.
Everybody is here in force.
I've got my huge evil eye, blue eye.
Yeah,
here.
I saw that.
Yep.
Okay, so Moses, you're a strange cat in the world of friends.
Yeah.
You're an attorney.
I am.
You're a stand-up comedian.
I
am. You're gay.
Yes.
And those combinations of things.
And Armenian.
See, okay. Now you throw all of that in the mix, right? And does that cause good comedy, or does it cause good law, good lawyering, and how's the family with all of this? Because the Armenian community, most of America has no clue. Their connection to the Armenian community is the Kardashians.
Right.
Well, actually, that shows you how nuts it can be. Actually.
Yeah.
Okay. But
it's unfortunate.
But truly, the Armenian community is family and foundation based first and foremost.
Absolutely.
And all Armenian fathers have dreams. And all Armenian mothers have dreams, right?
Yes.
And they
have dreams for their children.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
So their children can't have dreams of their own.
No. And in a weird way, because I'm an Armenian by proxy.
Yes, you
right?
are.
And I love it, and you know this.
Uh-huh.
But churchian, right?
Yes.
Everybody should know that by now. But for you, has it been easy? Because I just know the Armenian community so well.
No, it hasn't. But I will say I do feel like we made so much progress, and the fact that I can do stand-up to an Armenian audience and speak about being gay is amazing, and I have a lot of good feedback. I also have feedback that they don't believe me.
Let me tell you, the first time I saw you do stand-up, I didn't know you were gay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah.
And then I saw you in the blonde wig. And Mary's laughing, and I was like, and I just remember going, man, there's something pretty authentic going on here in that, and I thought this Armenian audience, this is what I was thinking, because it was sold out, the place was packed, and I'm thinking, I wonder if they're gonna laugh. I wonder, do you? That's the biggest thing when you're a comedian, you tell a joke. What's going to happen, right? Either they're going to laugh or they're not, right?
Yeah.
And you're in the front of an Armenian audience. Are you causing them to come out, to appreciate? And
I've had people come up and thank me for doing it. It definitely took some time. It took, I would say, 1.5 to 2 years almost of doing it consistently to, for people to feel comfortable and come and say things like, thank you for speaking out for gay people in the community and stuff. But now it's just so much better. I feel like things have progressed so much. It's pretty cool.
Before we get to the paranormal and ufology and alternative history, that's the other part of you that is frigging mind-blowing. So we're going to get to that in just a second. But tell me the truth. Have you ever had, like, the Armenian mom, 50 years old, 60 years old, come after a show and go, dude, it's not funny. It's not cool.
They don't. They do it online. They're too chicken to do it. They do it online.
I mean, that's got to be rough, man. That's got to be rough. I mean, applause, just a courtesy thing. You know.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
Now this is the other thing about you. You've been a guest. You've been a guest at our house.
Yes.
Where we've had our paranormal dinners.
Yes.
Right? And Mary and we've had the whole crew over. Yeah. And you, and when I say you, I'm talking about Mary and Mike and everybody. You guys are Armenian comedians that are fully engaged into all things conspiracy, UFO, paranormal, Egypt, lost history. You guys blew my mind. And so I wanted to sit around at the house and cook and eat dinner and talk
delicious, by the way.
And I want thank you, and that's Rita. And I wanted to talk comedy, talk history, and you guys wanted to go full on, right? So Jimmy, what's up with Gobekli Tepe, right? And even I'll tell the audience, you were taping a TV show, and you called me for a couple of days asking me questions about certain subjects. My mind was blown. Where did this interest in ufology and the paranormal and lost history for all of you, right?
Yeah.
Mary's off her rocker with this. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
She thinks it's a conspiracy that she's here today.
Right. Yes. How did all of that start for you guys?
For me personally, I've just been intrigued by it since I was a kid. I will say probably X-Files. It left a huge imprint on me.
Right.
It simultaneously intrigued me and scared the living crap out of me at the same time.
Right. Because it all turned out to be true. That's the other crazy thing.
That's the crazy part. And also, like, the things we were talking about with the CIA bringing crack into black neighborhoods and selling it to them. And just all these things that I feel like deal with oppression are really super interesting to me. And then history is always written by the people in power, you know. So I remember reading a textbook when I was young, and we literally had 3 sentences on the Armenian genocide. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And just gloss over that, you know. And so it made me start thinking, what else are they glossing over? And so it really opened up the doors for that.
So this is where it got trippy with me and my parents, my Armenian parents. I think it was not my first, but my second History Channel show. And I wasn't too sure if they were getting it, right? And I thought, their son-in-law is the host of Fade to Black and Coast to Coast, and he's doing these shows on History Channel about all these crazy things. So they come over to the house, and we're watching the premiere of one of the shows. And my dad turns around and goes, "These time travel, is it real?" I ended up talking to him about time travel for about 3 hours. Him telling me about the Russians and their secret programs, and he knows about this, and it was talk about coming out of the closet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's now all they want to do is talk to me about UFOs.
I'm sure.
It's the craziest thing. And, hey, how you doing? But the Armenian community... I'm sorry. The Armenian culture sits in the I'm talking about the country of Armenia, the Armenian highlands, which is now called Turkey, but it's really ancient Armenia.
Correct.
Which goes back, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 years of culture, of craziness, of so much connection to lost history. Invention, high technology.
Absolutely.
Everything comes from there.
Yeah.
And they know that. They know what they're sitting on. I can only imagine when they watch Ancient Aliens, they're like, no, it's Armenia. It's ancient Armenia.
It's Armenia. I mean, it's crazy, and the more research you do, the deeper the hole gets. But we're also an extremely spiritual and superstitious culture as well. So, grandma reads the coffee cups and tells you what's going to happen. And a lot of dream interpretation. Mary interprets my dreams all the time. It always ends up meaning I have to take her food and weed.
Let me just say this. The first time that I had my coffee cups read, 30 years ago, Pasadena. And I'm sitting there with my friend's moms. I'm trying to keep this as straight as I can, which were 3 or 4, 5, 60-year-old Armenian mothers and grandmothers, right, that compete with the accuracy of their coffee reading, right? Now, I have no clue about what I'm about to see, but the audience needs to understand. Coffee cup reading is real.
Oh, yeah.
It is as real as anything. Tarot cards, crystal balls, tea leaves, all that stuff, right? So I sit down and I go through the process. And Jimmy, flip your cup. And they're competing to read my cup. I'm like, what's going on? So I drink my coffee, right? It's like an audience. It's like a little shot glass with coffee in it, with grounds in the bottom of it. Turkish coffee.
Turkish people call it.
Right. It's really Armenian coffee. And and you flip it, bam, onto your saucer, and then you let it sit. You let it seep, right? And then they take the coffee cup, flip it over, and where the grounds are now stuck to the sides of the glass, they see stuff, right?
Yeah.
So this is what happens. Jimmy, you're going to need $287 for your rent this month.
What?
Like, yeah. And or something. It was something crazy.
Maybe
like
it was
that.
for her rent. She was asking you for $287.
So check this out. I'm looking. I'm like, when? She goes, look. There's a 2. There's a 6. There's a 7. I'm like, there's a 2, 6, and a 7 in there. I see it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of freaked out, right? It was like 2 weeks later. My check didn't come in. My boss didn't give it to me or whatever. And somebody says, Jimmy, we're $267 short on the rent this month. I go up to my friend's house, and I sit down with them, read my cups again. And that's when that was my first experience, and I have never gone back. Armenian reading of cups is real. That is I mean, I've had more stuff go on off of those cups, and how do I say? She's not as good as me, Jimmy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Competitive.
Very
competitive.
Man. Very competitive.
It should be in the Olympics.
Can I bring on Mary?
Of course.
I need to bring on Mary, and there's a reason why. We've been talking about Mary all night, right? but you guys have one of the most successful comedy troupes here in L.A. You've started a new thing. What's it called now?
It's actually Mary Basmadjian Presents Armenian All Stars.
Is that what it's called now?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, she's your sister,
Basically.
Yes. Yeah. No, she's your sister. So I'm going to ask you something in front of her.
Sure.
She's one of the funniest people ever, right?
Absolutely.
And she's sitting here now. She's never funny until she hits the stage. Am I right?
No, that's not true. She's hilarious at home.
No, at home.
Yeah,
alone. When she's alone.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
When she's filming her Instagram videos.
What did...
Oh, 15,000 followers. Let's rub that in. Stroke the ego, girl. Stroke that ego. You stroke it.
What is it? What is it about Mary that is so damn funny?
There's something about Mary.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Because she believes what she says, and she comes from a place of truth, and she speaks her mind, and she's not afraid, especially as a woman in Armenian culture, to give it to them.
Right.
And she's awesome. Yeah.
Let's bring her on. Mary,
totally.
That's a good warm-up. Mary Basmadjian. Mary, come on. Now, okay, Mary, how long have you been doing these videos?
I started in 2014.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years ago, did you have any idea that your career would be where it is today? And I'm being serious. Did you have any clue? It's like you were shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, no, I had no idea it was going to take off like that. And, thank you for calling my Instagram presence a career. I really appreciate that. I do. I don't get paid for that per se, but thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
Mary.
Yes.
Were you in high school? Let's go back to high school. Burbank High School?
Pasadena High.
Pasadena. Really?
Yes.
Pasadena Bulldogs.
I live in Pasadena.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why when you said the Pasadena thing.
Van Halen went to Pasadena High School. Most people don't know. Have you ever heard of Van Halen?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Right. Were you like this in high school?
I always told funny stories that happened to me and my friend. We'd take the bus to school, and after school, it was a bunch of crazy people, or I just make fun of my grandparents and stuff like that.
Did you live in Pasadena?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Armenian community above Washington Boulevard going north.
Altadena.
Yeah, Altadena, right?
Yeah.
And now, I had never heard of an Armenian before I moved to California in 1984, right? And where did I move? I moved to Washington and Lake.
Oh, my gosh.
Right? And you go up Washington, and there's all these Armenian signs. And I was like, what's this? And they're like, well, they're Armenian. What's Armenia? I didn't know. And that world, and you know what I'm talking about, that world north of Washington into Altadena is like Little Armenia. And this was before Glendale and all of that happened in Burbank. It all went down in Pasadena and Altadena.
Yeah, actually, like a lot of Armenians lived in Pasadena in the 70s, late 60s even. My grandparents moved there in 85.
Right. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so let's switch gears. Where did this fascination for the paranormal start with you?
YouTube. I swear, YouTube. I discovered controversy videos about Illuminati. I really got into the secret society thing. And then aliens, I think through X-Files too. And like actually a lot of people in Armenia believe in aliens. So like I would hear it around like the table talk. People would talk about it. And I was a kid. I remember hearing my mom talk with her friends about it. So they were believers too.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Absolutely. And there was actually, and I'm not even making this up, there was a myth in the villages in Armenia that if you were fat and you stood outside, the aliens would abduct you and make you skinny and return you the next day. I kid you not. That's real. That's real. Jimmy, I'm going to go stand outside after this interview, and we're going to make it happen. I swear, they believe in that shit, and they stand outside waiting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they ever come back skinny? Come on, I'm throwing. That was golden. I just threw that to you. That was golden.
They sure do. Yeah, stand out there long enough. Yeah. Do you know how to say UFO in Armenian?
Say it.
Tırçogapse.
Oh, really?
Flying disc.
Really?
Yeah.
Say,
Yeah.
Rita's keeping secrets from me. She's never said
Armenians
that.
believe in aliens, totally.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys have Carahunge right there.
Yeah.
You know, older than Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And the other crazy thing about Carahunge being, 7,000 BC, how old is that? But there's metallurgy up there. There's metal objects. When Stone Age man is running around planet Earth, but you guys in Armenia were smelting iron up on the hill and spotting the planets with and a calendar, Carahunge, which means Stonehenge in Armenian, by the way, everybody. That is up there, and you guys that's your own gift to the world. And you know what? Nobody knows about it. The Armenians do, but the rest of the world doesn't.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It is. It's frustrating. It must be.
Yeah, we'll let them know. We'll let them know.
Who, the rest of the world? I've been trying. I speak to so many different researchers, and I'll bring it up all the time. Graham Hancock or Robert Schoch and John Anthony West and, these great researchers out there. And I'll go, why doesn't anybody talk about Carahunge? And they'll always say, I know. It's frustrating, but it's really true. And then Göbekli Tepe hits like it does, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it, and they say that it's Turkey.
Yeah.
And when it's not, right?
Yeah, it pisses us off, yeah. It's like they take credit for everything, bro.
Yeah, they do. Even if they had proof, like they're digging around Göbekli Tepe, right? And they dig up something that says made in Armenia, right? They didn't find it.
Yeah, no.
No, they wouldn't admit that.
No way.
No.
No way.
So when you where does the honesty when it comes to making fun of Armenians? Mm-hmm. But yet you're honest about it, right? Yeah. You are honest about it, and you put it out there.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? And do you feel Armenian guilt?
I do. 1,000%. That is a true thing. The honesty comes from living it. Family, friends, people around me. Sometimes we do videos with Michael Pashan, and we'll do, like, with Movses, we did, like, the credit card finding. Like, if a white person found a credit card, what would happen? Or an Armenian found a credit card, what would happen? Of course, we're having fun and all that, but there's some truth to it. A lot of people don't like that. Like Movses says, they leave hateful comments on there because I feel like in a way, yeah, it was called a gypsy several weeks ago. And you were too this yesterday. But like, I don't know. It's just you do start to feel kind of guilty because then they're like, well, this is what you're showing to Americans that we're like this, or I don't know.
Why isn't it that they can't laugh at themselves?
I don't know. We've been trying to
that.
figure that out for these past couple years. I always tell everybody, like this comes from a place of truth. Just learn to laugh at yourself and you'll be a lot happier.
Right.
I don't know. It's the guilt.
You did, you did the Uber driver skit, right? Now, that was one of the funniest things. The wedding, though, we'll talk about that again or in a bit. But the Uber driver was something that you did that, right?
The live sketch? That's not us.
Oh, who did the Uber driver?
That was Antic. That was really funny. He's a friend of ours.
No, we've seen Antic live.
Yes.
Okay. All right, but we can still talk about the video.
Sure.
What I mean by that is it's current because it's Uber, right? But the second thing, the shot glasses on the dashboard,
right?
The kebab grill in the car,
right?
That's funny stuff.
Yes.
But Armenians are going to find that offensive.
No, actually, that's the thing. Armenians don't find that offensive. Armenians find that funny. And it is funny, but that's safe comedy in a way because they're not going to laugh at that. What the Armenians are getting mad is us saying if an Armenian finds a credit card, they're going to go on a shopping spree at Costco, which is what we filmed. That's what Armenians are pissed off about. But Armenians love the Uber bit because they're like, oh, yes, we do drive Uber. And then, the shot glasses and yeah. So they love that because that showed their hospitality side because Armenians do have a hospitality side. But we also have that, find a credit card, go on a shopping spree side, and that's the side that we showed. And that's kind of not dangerous comedy, but risky comedy, I would say. That's the kind of shit they don't like.
Right. What does your mom think?
That's a funny question.
No, it's not a funny question.
Well,
so much of your comedy is about that, and not only your family, but Armenian moms.
Okay, so let me tell you something. Okay, this is something. Yeah. The Armenian mom character that I put on, to be honest, is not my mom. It's a mixture of my grandparents and my aunt, and even a little bit of my dad, because my grandparents are the ones that raised me. However, the Armenian that finds the credit card and goes on a shopping spree, that's my mom. And so in a way, for all those Armenians talking shit, please go F yourself, because I'm talking about my own mom right now.
Right.
So that's what it is. So grandparents are funny. My grandma is so funny. I told her I have a gay friend, and every time I go back every week, she still asks, "Is he still gay?" And I'm like, "Yes, Grandma. It's not how it works." I think she thinks he's gonna be my husband. She's trying to.
Did she think that? Does she think you're trying to fix him?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh man. I so want to laugh right now, but I'm like, yeah, that's reality in the Armenian world, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you go on stage, and I've noticed this, I've seen you a few times now. When you go on stage, how scared are you?
Honestly, I'm terrified.
You're terrified.
I am terrified. I am.
And you go out there and you knock it out. Look, I'm watching your eyes as you walk up to the stage, and I can just tell. And then the second you walk up the steps, it's game on.
Yeah.
And does it happen that quick? Because I'm a witness to it.
It does, and I think it happened to me the very first time I did stand up. I was terrified, and then I went and I grabbed the microphone, and like when people are like, "You're in the zone when you do something," I was in the zone. Like time froze, and I was just like killing it, and that's like an amazing feeling. I think that's why it's such a quick switch. But before, I'm terrified. I hate it.
Now that you've had this little taste of fame, right? It's not, and it's only going to get bigger. But you've had this little taste. I know.
Yeah.
Armenians come up to you now. You're in public, and they're like, "Oh, you're that funny Armenian chick. Be funny now.
Yeah.
Be funny now. How funny are you? Let's hear some jokes right now, funny girl."
No, I hate that. I hate it so much. No, they usually come up and ask for like pictures and stuff, but if like there'll be some of them will be like, "Oh, why don't you say a funny joke?" I was like, "What the fuck do you want?" Sorry.
Beep.
Beep.
So what do you think of the Oman House before I let you go? And tonight, during the seance, who do you want to talk to?
Out of the
we're going to do a seance after the show.
I would want to hear from Sharon Tate.
Whoa.
I would want to hear from her.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I do. Wow. Oh, like that. Like, I mean, sure, but my grandma's not going to come all the way here from Pasadena. She's over there, bro. She's good. Oh, Sharon's right here,
Yeah.
It's like across the street. Yeah.
Mary Basmadjian, everybody.
Thank
Give
you.
it up. Give it up. Thank you so much. Take a quick break right here. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. Tonight, we are live from the Oman House, Halloween, down the street from the infamous Manson murders. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Email is jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. I'll be back right after this short break. Stay with us.
Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Does your basement or crawl space have a damp, musty smell? Well, watch out. That's a sign of too much moisture and not enough ventilation. And that can mean increased mold growth and the buildup of harmful toxins and gases. Don't bother with a dehumidifier. It just circulates the same unhealthy air. Now there's a better way to remove these dangers and odors. It's with the computerized Wave Moisture Control Unit that reduces moisture and expels pollutants.
We replaced our old dehumidifier with the Wave unit, and in only 3 weeks, our basement is dry and the musty smell is gone.
Wave units require no maintenance, no buckets of water or filters, and costs only pennies a day to run. Breathe better, live healthier with an affordable, no-maintenance Wave unit. Call 888-618-WAVE, 888-618-WAVE, or visit mydryhome.com. mydryhome.com.
Ride the wave. Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
What's up, Fadernauts? Studio Dome loves Fade to Black and the F2B audience so much that they have put together the ultimate stereo Bluetooth system. They've done it just for you. Man, check this out. The Studio Dome SBB2 stereo system is here. It's featuring 2 Studio Boombox 2 SBB2 wireless Bluetooth speakers, packed in its own custom hardshell case. This Studio Dome system features the very latest in stereo Bluetooth technology. The 2 full-range boomboxes are in true wireless stereo. You've got to hear this. It's amazing. It's just $129, and use the promo code JCRTWS, and you'll also get free shipping. It's simple. Just go to JimmyChurchRadio.com, click on the Studio Dome banner. Go Beckley Teppy.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Halloween night. Happy Halloween, everybody. We are live from the Oman House right here in Beverly Hills, California. Down the street from the infamous Manson murders. House is totally haunted, by the way. Completely haunted. And I wanted to bring on next Eric, Awakening Man. Eric, say hello to everybody. And put that down. Whatever that is, put it down.
You guys,
I'm going to say
the Fadernauts need the tweets.
No,
you got to feed them the love.
Eric, I'll say one more time. Put it down.
Oh,
put it down. Okay. All right, it's down.
down.
So, Eric, welcome, and thank you for coming down. He's got the Fade to Black mobile outside, everybody. He did bring it. Eric, what do you think about this place?
I love it. It's awesome. I mean, it's I'm speechless. It's awesome.
Okay, speechless. It's awesome. What happened to you during one of the segments? About a half hour?
Okay, check. So Rita and I and another gentleman who I've tweeted many pictures. He's got the blood all over his outfit.
That's my nephew.
Right on. Cool dude. So we're out on the deck, during the break, and we just shut the glass door, the slider, because you were live at that time. So we're just hanging out there, and then all of a sudden we're ready to come back in, and the door's locked. And nobody locked the door. Nobody shut the door. It just suddenly just locked itself. But so this other guy in this outfit, some other crazy dude in one of his Halloween costumes came out and then unlocked us, so we came back in. So we're hanging out for like less than a few seconds. All of a sudden another young lady walks up and says, well, I was just in the bathroom, clearly out of the blue. I was in the bathroom. I was locked in there for 30 minutes. And I'm looking in her eyes. She was not bullshitting. This was true. This happened.
We got to cut the foul language tonight,
sorry,
everybody.
excuse me.
But, and who was locked in the bathroom? Who was that?
I think it...
Okay,
It was Evan.
Oh, Evan was locked in the bathroom.
Evan, jump
My
in here,
nephew.
bro. Come and hang out, bro. Come
wait,
on.
Wait. Well, hold on. We'll bring Evan on in a second. So when you first pulled up on the street and kind of, realized that this is where you were and you've arrived, anything special, a vibe?
It was awesome. It's like in another dimension up here. There's definitely a vibe here. There's no doubt about it. It's very cool. I can see why David wants to live here. I'd want to live here. I'd have no problem living here. And as far as living here alone, the ghosts and I would get along just fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of no ghosts.
All right. And we're going to do a seance after the show tonight. Who do you want to summon? Who would you want to talk to?
Wow. I like Richard Pryor, personally. He was my man.
Richard Pryor?
Back in the day.
Yeah, he's probably here right now.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I like Richard.
Really? Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got John Candy, Richard Pryor, Elvis, and Bill Cooper. That's the short list. All right, Eric, thank you so much, my brother.
Right on, bro.
Behave and be well. Eric, Awakening Man, is actually here. Twitter just blew up. Okay, Eric, you can go back to your Twitter world. Evan, come on up and sit down.
Before we get to Evan, I just have to give a shameless plug for youtube.com/David Oman. That's DavidOman.com. That's it. Go look that up for the channel and subscribe, please.
David, everybody, all those videos that I've been talking about all night are right there at David Oman on Facebook. And obviously, a little shameless? No. There are probably 100 incredible videos there, and there you go. Everybody go check that out. Evan, my nephew. Wow. You're the second white guy in an Armenian family in the Valley. How does that feel?
It feels pretty tough. Can't lie to you. She beats me twice a day, but I get through. I get through.
Okay.
I cover up the bruises with cover up.
You got locked in the bathroom for 30 minutes. Now, how the bathroom door locks on the inside?
That's correct.
Okay, so please explain to the audience how you got locked in the bathroom for 30 minutes and nobody knew.
Well, I went to the restroom, obviously, but no, I locked the door behind me, and it's a pretty simple lock. It's left, right, left, right. That's it. So I locked the door behind me to make sure no one came in, and when I went to exit the bathroom, I literally couldn't open the door. Like, I could twist it, but partially it wouldn't open the door. So I unlocked it thinking it was still locked, or maybe I didn't lock it, and the door still wouldn't open. So I stood there and I'm like, what the hell's going on with the door?
Did you see one of the recorders in there? We're recording.
I did see the recorder behind me, yeah.
Okay. What did you do in the bathroom? Did it get recorded?
Well, I took my time and No, I tried to get out of the bathroom. I literally kept twisting the lock itself, and it literally would not open.
This is either paranormal activity or you are a complete idiot.
I was born without fingers.
What I would do is I would change the story a little bit. You heard voices.
I did hear lots of voices.
Yeah, you heard voices.
Yes.
The lights went on and off.
It was horrible.
The lock burned your hand when you touched it.
Yes.
Anything except it turned left and right. I locked it, and then I couldn't figure it out from there.
This is true.
So
call me back in 15 minutes. I'll devise a better story.
And the next thing, you're almost 6 foot tall. You've got a big booming voice, and you know how to knock. You didn't yell for help?
No.
Now, either
I'm kind of used to it growing up in the house that I grew up in.
Either paranormal activity, something possessed and took over your body and prevented you of that, or you're the biggest doofus ever in the history of the world.
I'm going to say the second one.
What do you think? What do you think was going on there?
Honestly, I don't know. It's kind of funny. I was sitting in there and everybody made.
Were you hoping somebody was going to come and rescue you?
Not really. It was funny because everybody kind of already talked about the bathroom, that the bathroom was special and that there were things that would go on in the bathroom. So I didn't really think anything of it. But it was kind of ironic. I actually looked to the window to see if the window was open because it was a little chilly in the bathroom.
Right.
But
I'm going to freak you out a little bit further. There is a camera in there too.
Awesome.
So did you do anything strange? Do you want to admit to it now before we go back and look at the footage?
I did go to redtube.com. No, just joking. I had nothing better to do with my time.
Oh, man. You know your father-in-law is listening to this show right now.
That's okay.
Wow. What do you think of this house?
It's awesome. It's great. I can't wait to hear what the feedback is on the recordings. And
yeah, I know. We do have the recorders running right now. When you were in there, I haven't gone and checked. By the way, Eric, if you could go around and check on the recorders and make sure that they're still lit, red, and recording. I can't wait, and I know that there's going to be something special in the Rock Room one. I just feel it. I just know that there's something going on right now.
Christine and I, my wife, we went and took a picture in there. It's pretty awesome.
That's
pretty cool.
It's when the first time that I walked in there, I was like, we're not alone. That's what I felt like.
Yeah. No,
I'm being serious. That rock, I don't know who here has been in the Rock Room this evening. Hunter Thompson. Have you been in the Rock Room yet? Okay. Somebody's got to take. Hey, David, take Hunter into the Rock Room. Take him in there, because everybody that has been in the Rock Room, did you reach out and touch the rock? I did. You didn't touch? Oh, man. Rita, did you touch the dirt? You touch the rock? Chris, you touch the dirt?
It's alive.
Am I the only one that touched the dirt? I was so compelled. Christine, do you touch the dirt? Jay? So everybody's Mary? No. Moses? No. Carrie? True. Okay, go touch the dirt. Just everybody go in there.
It's a spring of fertility. Don't touch it.
Right behind me, where we're broadcasting right now, right behind me is a room that is, and it's a room. You go in, there's a kitchen, there's a washer and dryer, I think, is in there.
Yeah, there's a hammock in there that's not hanging up.
But there is, some reason, a missing wall on one side that's probably 10 feet by 10 feet, an open area that is exposed to the side of the hill. It's an open rock that is part of the house. It's pretty incredible to see.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen a house that has a room like that with a boulder sticking in? You know what I mean?
Yeah, not in a boulder. Not unless it was an older house, but no.
Did you see the bone?
I did see the bone. I saw the bone with the. It looks like an eagle's feather.
An eagle's feather. Did you touch it?
I did not.
Oh.
I honestly felt bad if I touched it. I looked at it and I wanted to touch it, but.
Are you going to hang out for the seance tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay. And who would you want to talk to?
I was just telling my wife I want to talk to either Abraham Lincoln or Hitler.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Two most fascinating people in history for me.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Little dark, but...
Did you know Abraham Lincoln was a reptilian?
I did not know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. So let's bring up my niece. Oh, no, Hunter Thompson. Come here, sit down. I've got to talk to you for a second.
Certainly.
What's your name?
Jonesy.
Jonesy.
Yeah.
For Shizzle.
Yes.
Where'd you come up with the idea for the costume?
Or
are you a fan?
Well, I came across these glasses when I was cleaning out something in my parents' house, and these are like my stepfather's glasses from the 70s, and I was like, I should build this costume around these glasses because these glasses are so authentic and really cool.
Dude, you have no idea.
Yeah, they make it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where do you get glasses like this? I mean, they're just
no, you can't. They got to be the real
40
deal.
Years old, these things.
Yeah. So we've just met. What do you do?
I do a few things. I'm a comedian and an actor and a host of a show.
What do you host?
I host a couple of shows, one of which is a sort of paranormal type show. It's how I met David. It's called The Edge.
Really?
And it's we're on the Dish Network, Channel 6, which is just local in L.A., and then it live streams on through the web as well.
Really?
And I just do 1 a week, 1 hour a week. and I'll usually cover some sort of subject in the world of what I call the edges.
Really, and look, I'm blown away by that, but I apologize for never seeing it.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's very new. This is tomorrow night's the 5th show.
5th show.
Yeah, 5th show only.
And do you have guests on?
I have a guest each week. Yes.
And who have you had on?
So I had David on. I had a flat Earth theorist.
Who?
His name was Aaron something, and he runs the Flat Earth meetup here in West LA.
Oh, that must be a small group.
Yeah, it is. Not as small as the Flat Earthers in Christ.
Yes. Yes.
They're even smaller.
Yeah. All 4 of them.
Yeah, that's good.
But interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this took me by surprise. Okay, who else? We could do Flat Earth for the next.
I had a fellow named TJ Daniil, who's a comedian friend of mine, who's he's just knee deep in the whole structures on the moon thing, and I just can't. And we always go at it, so I brought him on there. And it was just to have it was a fun and funny episode.
Sure.
And I just tore him apart.
Sure.
And it was a good time.
And what got you into this?
I've always been fascinated with the weird. Yeah, I like the weird. I think it's, life is so mundane, and it's nice to break away and see, what else is possible, what else is going on. It's the most interesting train running through the station is this weird shit,
Right. And how did this Dish Network thing happen?
Well, I've been a comedian, a host for a while, and I was hosting a show for them called Battle Cam, and and I still host that show, and it requires it's very strange show, and it takes weird skills, but there's skills that I happen to have, and I'm good at it. And so after hosting for them for about a month and a half on Battle Cam, they really liked me. They gave me more time slots, and they gave me a raise. And I said to myself, well, this is a good time to pitch a show, because they obviously dig me. So I pitched this show.
Right.
So I've always wanted to do a show where about weird stuff, paranormal, you name it. And so would you? Because I have a studio to my access, and a team of 6 people, a media girl, and two sound dudes, and I was like, why not pitch this show and then have them do all that stuff for me and make this idea that I've always kind of had that would be cool as a podcast. I thought, why not throw it here and see what happens? And they went for it. And they're like, let's do it. We'll give you 1 hour a week.
Wow.
And they pay me for it as well. But I have to do all my own research. I have to write the show, and produce it, and I host it myself.
Wow. Imagine what that's like. I have no...
exactly what that's like.
I have no clue.
Yeah. It's a lot of hard work, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, look, and I've said this to many people. I mean, we, with this show and other shows that we do, we've gotten very lucky. But the thing is... and you know this, just believe what you believe, speak it with conviction, and people will listen. People will watch. It's a big world out there, and you just need a little slice of it. And so congrats. I will check it out. So it's called The Edge on Dish.
Yeah. And my whole slant with it is I let the guests do the speaking. I come to it as a non-believer, but someone who I want to believe these things, and I'm like, you have an hour to sort of make me believe,
right?
Because I'm very skeptical.
So I'll give you your chance here for a couple of shameless plugs. Twitter.
Oh yeah, my Twitter is @funnyjones.
@funnyjones. Website.
The website is jonesy.com.
Jonesy.com, like it should be, right?
Yeah.
JONESY.com.
And my Instagram is @funnyjones.
You got Instagram
I
in there.
love Instagram. Are you on Instagram? It's
so
fun. It's
you know what's funny
it's great.
is we have such a big social media presence out there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm just thinking we don't need one more. And who wants to see a bunch of pictures of a fat white dude talking on a microphone every night? I mean, where's the excitement in that?
Well, you pictures of your guest, and you could do videos now up to a minute.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, you can do videos up to a minute. I use it mostly for video.
Okay. Rita, Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. There's more. There's like Snapchat, but I can't even do that. Instagram is good, though. You'll like Instagram. Yeah.
The last thing we need is
Yeah.
more. So yeah, look at
You'll
Rita.
like it. You'll be good with just Instagram. You're fine. Instagram, your Twitter.
And when's the Edge play?
Tuesdays from 6 to 7.
Tuesdays from 6 to 7
on Channel 6 on the Dish Network.
Channel 6 on Dish.
Yep.
Hunter. What first name again?
Jonesy.
Jonesy. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you for having me.
You never know who's going to walk by.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Right? This was a great costume tonight for this.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. And what are you smoking?
I bummed a cigarette off. I bummed a Lucy off somebody, and I shoved it in my thing.
Oh, I got you.
That was my conundrum tonight. I'm a non-smoker. I'm like, do I buy a pack for like $8 just for one cigarette to shove in this thing?
I don't think Hunter was smoking cigarettes. Yes, he was. Was he? Who said that? Oh, that's right. No, I take that back. That's Manu, my co-host. Manu. Okay, I'm going to bring up my niece. I got to do this. Christine, come on. Probably best costume of the night.
You're
Christine,
welcome.
Christine, how are you?
I'm so good.
You know,
I'm so happy to be here.
I never thought that I would ever have you on the show.
Me neither.
Right? Here, speaking to the microphone.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been told I have a nice Coast 103.5 voice.
Jeez. I knew this was going to happen. Okay. So, describe your costume for everybody.
I love getting dressed up for Halloween, and I have 2 little girls, and I asked my 3.5-year-old, what should Mommy be for Halloween? And she said, Mommy, you have to be evil Maleficent. So that's what I am.
And okay. Where'd you get the contacts?
From a beauty shop in Glendale.
Keep talking.
Okay. And yes, a beauty shop in Glendale, and everything else I ordered online with my bird.
Unbelievable costume.
Thank you.
She's got these deep green eyes. And now that I'm looking at your eyes, I can't even remember what your original colors are.
Just
you need
plain old brown.
Right. You need to stay with this green, man. That is crazy.
I think it's too cartoonish, though.
Oh, man.
Too crazy.
No. You've always had, but the thing is they're you. Are they uncomfortable?
They're a little itchy. They're dry.
Right.
So I carry my Visine everywhere.
And these aren't optical at all. They're just colored.
Just color.
Now, how does this work? Are the centers not green?
Yeah, just around it. So the center is my eye.
So is it clear?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. Rita, is that nuts? It looks good on you, though.
Thank you so much.
Okay. What do you think about this house?
I was telling Mary that I never would ever go to a haunted house or a house that is haunted, period. I would never go to Not Scary Farm or Halloween Horror Nights in Six Flags or anything like that. But I was so intrigued by coming here because, A, you're here, and I knew there was going to be like a really funky crowd going on. And I wanted to really see a house that could possibly have some spiritual, ghostly activity going on. I don't know if the AC's cranked up, but this house is freezing all the time.
Right.
It's a really cool house. It has a lot of awesome memorabilia, and we're in the room with all the footballs. But around the house, there's a lot of stuff to look at, and it's really cool to look at. And that, along with hello.
Okay, that's crazy. We got. Oh, that's a phone.
Oh, by the way, I have to show you this one too. Look. I thought it was fitting with my outfit. And
I thought that was you or I thought that was Evan in the bathroom.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's the real Maleficent. I sound like Fran Drescher when I laugh, so that wouldn't work.
So. All right. Do you really think Evan was locked in the bathroom for a half hour?
I know he was locked in the bathroom. I don't know if it was a half an hour or not, but he told me that something happened to the door and it wasn't opening. So I'm sure he didn't panic because he would look like a huge PUSSY. So he kind of just kept it cool and hoped somebody would open it for him.
Right. You look wonderful. It's a great costume.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for letting me tear into your husband tonight.
Oh, no problem.
Really quick, I want to bring
it all the time.
I want to bring out. Thank you so much. And now, really quick before I let you go, who do you want to summon tonight at the seance?
Okay, I was thinking about it, and I know the guy said Richard Pryor, and I was like, okay, yeah, but he's kind of before my time. And if I had to talk to anyone who was brilliant, I would say George Carlin.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Christine.
You're
Great
welcome.
costume.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Carrie, come over here. Egyptian princess. Let's go. Carrie, come on. Quickly. We're almost out of time. And David, stay right here because I want you to close the show with me tonight. Carrie, welcome.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
All the way from New York just for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. What do you think of the house? Well, say hi to your family really quick.
Oh, hi, everybody.
You know they're tripping right now. Okay. What do you think of the house?
Well, I can't find the spirits. I've been trying to get them, but
okay.
I don't know,
Okay. Well, part of it is, Elvis, so we'll end that part here in just a bit. But I want to thank you for coming out. It's always great to see you. And
oh, well, thank you.
But we're going to do the seance in a bit. Who do you want to try to reach out to? Carrie.
Well,
silence is golden on the radio.
I think
I'm just letting you know.
Some family members that have
You've been
passed.
listening to my show for how many years? A long time, right?
Yeah. Over
Have you
two,
ever heard
over
silence or gum chewing on the show?
No,
ever?
no, sir.
And Carrie, I love you. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you, Jimmy.
All right. And who do you want to summon?
Family members.
Family members.
Yeah.
Any
yeah.
particular one? Anybody owe you money that left this planet?
No money.
Okay.
No, I just like to find them if they're still around.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
give me
it.
a first name. Who?
My mom. I'm looking for my mom.
What's your mom's name?
Marianne.
Marianne. All right, Marianne. She's listening. All right, we'll see what we can do.
I hope so.
Thank you so much, Carrie.
Okay.
All right. Come on, David. Let's wrap this show up. David Oman. Now, David, apparently, come on.
Yeah.
We've got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
My nephew got locked in the guest bathroom. Has this ever happened before, or is my nephew just a doofus?
No, it's happened in that bathroom several times. I've had,
I've
had that experience several times with people getting locked in that bathroom and stuff happening there, yeah. I actually have it on video, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So he's not a doofus? I think he's
not
a doofus.
No.
Really?
Your nephew's quite the guy.
No, he's
solid.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I just met him. I'm just giving you,
wait. I'm only laughing because that bathroom is right here, right?
Yeah.
It's right behind this wall.
Well, it's a little bit further than
But
that wall.
but it's here.
Yeah, it's there.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he have this? Why not yell?
I've had people yell from the bathroom saying, I can't get out. Didn't you guys hear me? It's like,
Right.
No, we didn't hear a thing.
Now, one of the craziest things that I have seen on your YouTube channel is in this right here, this bedroom.
Guest bedroom, right, 3rd floor.
I guess what I heard was, get out of my bedroom.
No.
What are you doing in my bedroom?
It was, hello? What are you doing in my bedroom?
Right.
And I was like, who the hell is that, thinking that it's his bedroom?
Right.
When, no, it's not your bedroom. It's my house. And if you are a spirit occupying that bedroom, then you share it with the other spirits. You don't get the whole bedroom to yourself. It's not fair.
But yet he said it.
Yet he said it, yes.
And the girl that heard it first,
Christina Reyes, yes.
lost her mind.
Well, she screamed after she heard
She screamed like I've never heard anybody scream.
Well, that's after the player piano played itself. The little Barbie keyboard played itself, and that's where she freaked out. Then they heard the voice on the recording. They said, oh, my God. And I heard her version on her recorder, and then I listened to it on the closed-circuit television cameras. And it's pretty clear. It's not like, no, it's pretty much like, hello? What are you doing in my bedroom?
Right.
Some old cranky spirit just laying into her.
I want to thank you for letting us do this tonight. It's Halloween night, and a great bunch of people that you have here. And seriously, thank you. Your house is totally haunted. This place is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. The video stuff that you have up on YouTube, I know that we kind of plugged it earlier, but it's some of the greatest footage that I've ever seen presented. And it's honest footage, and it's real. And that's the most compelling thing when you go through one video after another, and watch them. It's just amazing stuff. You have an amazing house. I think you're a really cool guy, and just thank you for bringing us in here and sharing that with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much again, Jim. I really can't say thank you enough, but it's been a pleasure. It's been one of the best Halloweens I've thrown here. And the party is just about to begin, so to speak. But again, it's been a pleasure having you and your friends, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the night. And just remember, to check out those videos, go to youtube.com/David Oman, and that's ANOMAN.
I think we have the links right up on the website, too, everybody. You can just go over and click. And just thank you so much, David. Great time tonight. Perfect evening. And now let's do this seance.
Yes, let's have fun.
Honey, we're... Fade to Black's executive producers, Rita Kamarian. Shows produced by Hilton J. Paul, Mark D. Kovar, LJ3, Renee, Mark Dunbar, Jonas. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Bateau, and Mark D. Kovar. Fady by Dale. Webmaster, Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. Syndication, KGRA, The Planet. Thank you to David Oman, Manu Intiraymi, Rick Mora, and everyone who was tweeting tonight. This broadcast is only copyrighted 2016 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Everybody be safe. Happy Halloween. Go Beckley Teppy.